Baseball, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Reese's Fine Foods, proud sponsor of Game Day. Mr. Plywood, we would love to help you on your next project. Also brought to you by Pacific Source Health Plans, doing what's right, not just what's required. PacificSourceMembersFirst.com. Welcome to the Beaver Pregame Show.
From the McGrath family press box at Goss Stadium of Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Hank Hager and Jacob Scott. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to Game 7 of the Corvallis Regional, a winner-take-all ball game between the Beavers and the USC Trojans on an absolutely gorgeous Monday afternoon in the Mid-Valley. Anticipation is building for what will unfold over the next several hours as the winner moves on. The loser of the ball game will see its season come to an end. The Beavers trying to win and stay home and play Florida State in a super regional here next weekend. No matter what takes place today, it's difficult to imagine a more raucous, electric atmosphere than what we heard and experienced in this beautiful old ballpark yesterday, as the Beavers mashed and pitched and defended their way into this Corvallis Regional Championship with a 20-3 win over St. Mary's and then a 14-1 victory over USC. Both victories staving off elimination for the Beavers. Yours truly and many others who were kind enough to drop by after the game or text said they've never seen, felt, or heard anything quite like the atmospherics in the ballpark here in the 7 hours and 22 minutes of baseball that we watched together as the Beavers kept their season alive. Mitch Cannon will reflect on that, as will our pregame show guest Ethan Kleinschmidt, for all of the attention paid to the Beavers' incredible day, a record-setting day in postseason with a 20-run output, 34 runs in the two games combined and 38 hits. The Beavers also received some outstanding pitching, and we will hear from a guy that kept the Beaver season alive with his work on the mound, left-hander Ethan Kleinschmidt, the pride of Mount Angel, Lynn Benton Community College, and had a tremendous outing yesterday for the Beavers. Ethan coming up in our pregame show along with head coach Mitch Canham, who has put together a starting lineup which will feature as the starting pitcher in this winner-take-all game. Young James DeCramer gets the baseball with a lot of other arms at the ready, but what an opportunity and a stage for an outstanding young man in James DeCramer getting a chance to help as part of a team effort today on the mound to get the Beavers into the super regional round. Fans are making their way in on what is one of the greatest days I've ever seen in Corvallis. 74 degrees, clear skies, and perhaps another record-setting crowd making its way into the ballpark. We're glad you've joined us. We'll hear from Ethan Kleinschmidt next on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
With a great selection of new Toyotas, everyone knows your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, even your pet parrot.
Right, your summer starts here.
Well said.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 2nd.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Rivalry Series is brought to you by Safeway Albertsons, Pacific Source Health Plans, your local Toyota dealers, and First Interstate Bank. The University of Oregon and Oregon State University want to thank each company for recognizing one of the longest-running sports rivalries in the nation. Ultimately, our student-athletes will benefit the greatest from their tremendous support. The Beavs and Ducks will continue carrying on their historic competitive tradition, going head-to-head across the season, bringing the Rivalry Series to life. Cheer on the Beavs this season to capture the Rivalry Series.
A lot goes into Oregon State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Oregon's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Beaver Nation. Locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
With a great selection of new Toyotas, everyone knows your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, even your pet parrot.
Right, your summer starts here.
Well said.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 2nd.
Toyota, let's go places.
It's time to give the home team the advantage. For all your homeowner needs, turn to the Beaver Home Team. Oregon Mutual Insurance and WaFed Bank are your local businesses that have teamed up to provide outstanding service for your local home needs. You can count on Oregon Mutual Insurance and WaFed Bank to help you score big for your home. Check out osubeavers.com/home team to see what the Beaver home team can do for you. Go local and go Beavs.
Back at a sunny Goff Stadium at Coleman Field, mid-70s, perfect day for baseball. The Beavers and USC to settle this Corvallis regional. The Beavers were up against it after losing the regional opener, but have come back to win 3 straight over TCU. Brilliant performance by Dax Whitney, and yesterday 2 wins, and certainly we all marvel over the offense, 34 runs, 38 hits. But the Beavers pitched the heck out of it, too, led by Ethan Kleinschmidt against St. Mary's, and then getting the Beavers into the USC game. And Ethan, kind enough to join me. Before we even talk about particulars, Ethan, to be a member of this team, what you've done to get to this point to try to win a regional today, what's it been like, the energy, the vibe, the belief, and all of that? What's it been like to be part of this?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the whole season, obviously I've had a lot of road games, a lot of long nights, early mornings, a lot of adversity to go through the year, but this is what we all work towards, and it's been a great experience so far. One more game today, and then keep going from there.
And stay home.
Yes, correct.
Well, tell me what kind of approach. Now, you can only control as a player, in a sense, what you did, and you were marvelous yesterday. But after the loss on Friday night, it looked like you guys just sort of dusted yourself off, said, okay, here we go, let's go do this. What has been that kind of collective mentality?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first one was a big one, but fell to that one. But, I mean, just had to reset, brush that one off, like you said, and move on. You know, can't do anything about it after the game's over. Just got to move on and get the next one.
And A.J. Hutchison gave a sign, I thought, of what the pitching was capable of going forward. He set a tone for the rest of the regional, even though you didn't pull the game out. What do you think of what Hutch did coming in that game?
Yeah, he was great. Gave us a shot to come back and win that game. Obviously didn't happen, but, yeah, I mean, he sure set the tone for the rest of the weekend.
And then Dax Whitney, I thought, throwing strike 1 against TCU, and then he went on from there to strike out the side 2 innings in a row. What did you make of your teammate Dax and how he responded to that big stage?
Yes, he's been awesome all year. Definitely had his best performance on Saturday, so that was fun to watch.
And you were fun to watch yesterday, Ethan. Tell me a little bit about what your approach was and how you felt about command and your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, knew I needed to try and go deep in the game to keep the pen hot for the last game and then today also. So I was just trying to break the plate in half, honestly, and just try and fill it up, get easy contact, get early out so I could go deep in the game.
And it worked well. I mean, you got a lot of fly ball outs. You got a lot of soft contact. 7 2/3, 114 pitches. How were you feeling at the end?
Yeah, I mean, body was getting a little bit tired. The arm felt good still, but, yeah, the body was obviously getting a little tired. Velo was dropping a little bit, but still felt good. Wanted to get that last out in the 8th for sure. But
I wanted to ask you about Beaver Nation. It looked like 3 different times they thought you were coming out, you stayed in for another hit, you go back out. Could you kind of sense and feel it as you came off? I mean, they were ready to salute you. They're all on their feet. Tell us a little bit. I know you're processing a lot of things, but what was the moment like coming off the bump to that ovation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't honestly know how to put that into words. It was a pretty cool feeling. I mean, it was great having 4,300 people or however many people are here all rooting for me. So it was a good feeling for sure.
And then you celebrate with your teammates, and then you go out and get it done again. As a pitcher and all the guys watching the hitters and what they're doing, what's that been like to see the match and the attack, relentless attack? What's that like to watch from the dugout?
Yeah, it's awesome seeing balls leave all parts of the field. I mean, it's been a lot of fun these past couple days.
Last thing, and that is James DeCramer gets an opportunity today to start. There's a lot of other arms fresh. You won't be one of them. You gave everything you had yesterday, but almost everybody else is hot. But what about James? He's a teammate of yours. Really good stuff. How would you break down what he needs to do and what you expect him to do today?
Yeah, I mean, the couple games he started this year, he's given us good starts. I think he'll be ready for it. Just gotta give us his best stuff. Give us 3-4 innings and get Hutch or whoever ready out of the pen. So if he gives us a good start, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Well, Ethan, thanks to you and Dax and Wyatt and Kellen and Zach and Hutch and everybody else, you guys are in a good spot today to try to win a regional, which is what it's all about. It was fun to watch you and the guys yesterday. Congratulations, and thanks for taking time. Look forward to seeing you next weekend.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Ethan Kleinschmidt, my guest on the pregame show. Mitch Canham still to come, the starting lineups and more. The Beavers and USC on a sunny, gorgeous day in the Mid-Valley to settle the Corvallis Regional. More coming up on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Beaver fans, Oregon State's tradition of excellence is now a winning pairing with Willamette Valley Vineyards Classic Oregon Wine. As a proud wine partner of Oregon State Athletics, we invite you to join us at any of our locations for world-class Pinot Noir, Pacific Northwest-inspired cuisine, and one-of-a-kind events. Learn more and plan your visit at WVV.com. That's WVV.com. Go Beavs!
Weyerhaeuser has operated in Oregon since 1902 and is proud to support local organizations and invest in the future of our communities. This is our home, where hundreds of our employees live, work, and raise families. And we're excited to support Beaver Athletics and our many Oregon State alumni making a difference across the state, in our forest, in our mills, and in our communities. Learn more at WY.com. Go Beavs!
Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight, the official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Golden Retrievers Parker, Reeser, and Gill. These three pups are inseparable and love sporting their beaver gear. Sign up your pet today at osubbeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
Searching for a job, a mentor, or a candidate to fill your open vacancy? Find what you're looking for with alumni from Oregon State University. OSU Connections is a networking and career site exclusively for OSU alumni and students. List your Beaver-owned business in a directory, browse or post on the job board, talk to an OSU grad working at your dream company, or seek out advice as you change industries. Leverage your network at osukconnections.org.
Continuing our pregame show from the McGrath family press box with a winner-take-all Monday afternoon affair coming up between the Beavers and USC Trojans. Today's nutrition fact comes from our friends at Wilbur Ellis. Did you know that proper hydration is vital for athletes and is fundamental to their overall nutritional well-being? Water is essential to provide proper nutrition to crops, and that's why Wilbur Ellis is proud to bring Aquate Max to our farmers. Aquate Max improves soil moisture retention so crops can grow without the stress of running out of water. No stress here today, right? Nice and easy game. The Beavers winning easily and handily yesterday twice, 20-3 and 14-1. It'll be very interesting to see what unfolds today as we get to our Holland America matchup history presented by our friends at Holland America. Discover cruise deals at hollandamerica.com. The Beavers and USC meeting for the 104th time. The Trojans hold an all-time advantage of 59-44, but with yesterday's win, the Beavers with a 27-26 lead in games played in Corvallis. 20 years ago on a Monday, the Beavers defeated USC to win a super regional and advance to Omaha for the first time in 53 years. It's a Monday 20 years later, the Beavers and USC to settle the Corvallis Regional. And the Beavers are hopeful to win and move into the Supers this weekend here against Florida State. Discover Alaska with Holland America, a proud partner of OSU Athletics. See more glaciers in Alaska with Holland America than any other cruise line. Book your Alaska vacation today at hollandamerica.com. The starting lineups for today's game coming up and a starting pitcher profile. My good friend and Hall of Fame broadcast partner, Big Jim Wilson, not able to make it today. Work duties preclude his attendance. He will be dearly missed here. Love working with him, but hope that we have an opportunity to do so again this weekend in the Super Regionals. We'll look at the lineups next. The Beavers and USC to settle the Corvallis Regional on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Pacific Office Automation is an official sponsor of Oregon State Athletics. Let us help you create your total office solution with copiers and printers, security systems and cameras, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, including carrier services, plus temperature sensing kiosks and more. The one source for all your office technology solutions. Go to PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Facing cancer requires comprehensive care and support. The Samaritan Cancer Program has board-certified providers who specialize in treating all cancer types. We have your care needs covered every step of the way. Beyond treatment, the Samaritan Cancer Program provides you with nutrition services, financial advocacy, emotional support, resources, and more. Join us in being healthier together, because your fight against cancer deserves the best. Visit samhealth.org/cancer.
At Builders First Source, we're proud to be the nation's largest supplier of home building materials with 14 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Our team is driven to deliver for our customers and help solve today's toughest challenges. We offer expert advice as you shop our extensive selection of lumber, siding, windows and doors, roof trusses, decking, and more for your next project. You can count on Builders First Source to minimize your build times, maximize efficiency, and deliver what you need when you need it. Go to BLDR.com to find a location near you.
From forestry, construction, material handling to trucking, no matter what industry you're in, Pape has the equipment and services to keep you moving. As a family-owned and operated business for 85 years, Pape is committed to providing consistent quality customer service. This commitment is what makes Pape the premier capital equipment provider in the West. Pape is a proud sponsor of OSU Athletics. Go Beavs!
The Beavers in USC on a Monday afternoon, trying to emulate the Beavers are what they did 20 years ago on a Monday to advance. The Beavers and Trojans, let's take a look at the starting lineup. First of all, Andy Stankiewicz in his third year has done an outstanding job trying to rebuild the proud tradition of a 12-time national champion winning program, the USC Trojans. Leading off for USC at second base, Avery Covarrubias. Batting second at third base, a former Corvallis Knight. Nice young man and a talented player, Ethan Hedges. Batting third at first base, Adrian Lopez. The cleanup hitter in right field, Jack Basir. Batting fifth in left field, Andrew Lamb. Bryce Martin Grudzielanek hitting sixth, the shortstop. Augie Lopez batting seventh, the designated hitter. Augie and Adrian Lopez, sounds like they should be brothers and related, but they're not related. Hitting eighth in center field, Maximo Martinez. Batting ninth and catching, Richard Tejada. And on the mound for the USC Trojans, a left-handed junior out of Granite Bay by way of Sierra College, left-hander Caden Hunter. More on his numbers in just a moment. For Mitch Canham in his sixth year with the Beavers, and we'll hear from Mitch coming up, he had to make a lineup change from the original one, and we'll go through it now and apprise you of it. Leading off in right field for the Beavers, Easton Toll. Batting second at shortstop, Iva Arquette. Gavin Turley hitting third and left. Wilson Weber, the cleanup hitter and catching. Batting fifth at third base, the smoking hot Trent Caraway has homered in 5 of his last 6 games and in all 4 games of this Corvallis Regional. Batting sixth at second base, A.J. Singer. Cannon Reeder batting seventh in center field. Hitting eighth, the designated hitter, Dallas Macias. And in the original lineup submitted, batting ninth at first base was Tice Peterson, 7 for 10 in the 2 games yesterday with 4 RBIs, scored 5 runs, a homer and a double coming out of the 9-hole, but an injury-related problem for Tice precludes him from being in the starting lineup today. Jacob Craig thus gets the start, bats ninth at first base. And as we get to our starting pitching matchup, let's take a look at whom the Beavers are running out in this gigantic ball game today. No pressure at all on a young man, James DeCramer, redshirt freshman, 6'2", 205 pounds, out of Scottsdale, Arizona. 2-0, an ERA of 5.82, making his second start as a Beaver. 21 2/3 innings, 28 hits, 9 walks, 22 strikeouts. He'll be opposed, as I mentioned, by left-hander junior Caden Hunter, 6-5, an ERA of 5.08. He's a much more experienced starter. His 16th appearance, it'll be his 14th start. He's logged 67 1/3 innings, 69 hits, 34 walks, 76 strikeouts in 67-plus innings, a batting average against of .272. He has uncorked 10 wild pitches and has allowed the most home runs in the squad with 10. Today's starting pitcher matchup brought to you by Seven Feathers Casino Resort. Seven Feathers, your place to play. Head coach Mitch Canham with plenty of reflections on the amazing day that we experienced yesterday. However you took it all in, Mitch gives his reflections next as we continue heading towards a Monday afternoon showdown for the Corvallis Regional Championship. Coach Canham coming up on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
Hey Beaver Nation, here at Mr. Plywood we know what it means to build. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mr. Plywood goes beyond building decks, storage sheds, and fences. We help build the community. We offer family-style customer service with a friendly and knowledgeable staff that will help you with your next project. If you need hardwoods, plywood, fasteners, or help planning your next project, come down and pay us a visit. We would love to help you on your next project.
Here we go, a winner-take-all game for the Corvallis Regional. Mitch Canham, head coach of the Beavers, this resilient club that's trying to make it 4 straight wins on a gorgeous afternoon again here in the Mid-Valley, brought to you by the Beaver home team, Oregon Mutual Insurance, and Wafed Bank. Teaming up locally to support their community, proud sponsors of the home team. Go local and go Bees. I remember a Monday in 05 when you beat a USC team to go to Omaha. This is a Monday, trying to beat USC to stay at home for another weekend. Coach, there's a lot of great history in this ballpark. You've been a big part of it. But as a day goes, I'm not sure I've seen a more enjoyable, productive day with the fans as into a doubleheader as I've ever heard, even when you were playing here. I mean, this place was rocking and rolling, and you guys got them there.
Well, it is. Last night, this morning, we were sitting there talking as a coaching staff. Hey, were you able to fall asleep? Like, man, I was still so stinking energized. Took a while to go to bed last night because the entirety of the day, when we started our work out on the field, a little after 12 o'clock, and between the longer first game, quick turnaround between games, and another lengthy game. It was good that those lengthy games were when we're on offense, so we get to spend some time here in the dugout and resting and hydrating and minimizing a lot of what was going on out on defense. It allowed us to also stay rested and keep the energy rolling. So you just felt the energy from the dugout with Dawson Santana and a handful of guys leading the charge in there. And then the crowd, that was about as electric as I have ever seen it. And even some of the other players had been asking some of our guys, hey, is it always like this? This place is incredible. And, that kind of stuff it brings you so much joy knowing that everyone's having a blast, appreciating and loving what these guys are doing, and that our guys are bringing that excitement out of others as well. And starts from the beginning of the day with Kleinschmidt and finishing the day with, a freshman like Kamatz, concluding that entire day of baseball and just very dominant fashion. So we look to keep those vibes going.
We'll get into the game today here in a moment and your choice among very capable pitchers to start. We'll get into that here in a minute with Coach Canham. But Mitch, there were so many wonderful moments yesterday. I'm wondering what sort of, when you were decompressing and trying to go to sleep for a few hours last night, what were some of the things that sort of occurred to you thinking about what went on beyond all the big things we just talked about, intangibles, the energy, et cetera, but just moments in the game, plays, hits that occurred to you?
Well, I go just looking at all the faces of these guys warming up right now. The relay, how quick Cannon got it in, the relay throw by Arquette, the stone stop that Weber had on the catch and the tag at home, that relay was incredible, right? And a huge momentum shifter too. The inning of Bunapalooza going on where we're scoring 4 runs, the continual smooth defense, guys running around making plays. Talt laying out, didn't catch it, but gets up, sells it, throws it to second base, and gets another out. Just, aggressive base running, big offense from everybody, it seemed like, Tice Peterson slugging the baseball, Gavin Turley breaking RBI record. Golly, again, even just feeling in love with the energy in the dugout and the fun that they're having in here and bringing it to other guys. So it's so hard to pinpoint just one thing, but golly, Talt runs out to right field. The right field bleachers are just in love with him and it's cheering him on the whole time. Same with left center and Reeder and Turley, and Weber just continues to be a rock behind the dish. I don't know. Caraway, let's not even.
No, yeah, he's been okay too.
It's just been, that's a loud barrel presence running. As fast as I've ever seen him run, but he's in his moment right now, and it's so incredible to watch all these guys perform.
Mitch, you touched on a lot of the great moments and images, but back to the relay play that led into that energy surge that you had when you came to the plate in the second. I didn't think there was a chance under heaven that you're going to get an out on that play. And I was kind of doom and gloom. Okay, they're going to have to fight back today from down 1-0. That's how I was thinking. But great for your guys. They weren't thinking that at all. They stayed with it. That was, to me, one of the great. And I said on the air, well, I've seen Wallace to Barney to Canham, and this reminds me in terms of the magnitude of the play.
Well, the one I got to be a part of was down the left field line and 330 feet. That one was
way out
there. And you had Reeder with a great arm, and you had Arquette with a howitzer throwing it on the money. I mean, that was incredible in itself. Both plays outstanding. The relay from, when Dar put it to me, it was right down the line. You got a runner in the way, and you got to make the throw perfect. But both throws were perfect. And so just the tradition of incredible shortstops, how to play the game hard, and how this environment also gets our guys going and fuels them the right way.
Coach, then you come to the plate. The energy was already big from that relay play and the out at the plate. You called it a Bunapalooza. I mean, you've attacked in a lot of ways, and yesterday it showed every conceivable way to score runs you did. But that inning, the crowd loved it, and it felt like it just put you just kept putting pressure on the defense and kept perfect bunts, great reads by base runners. Man, that was fun to watch, Mitch. I love home runs, but that was fun to watch.
Well, yeah, and it's, sometimes everyone wonders why we don't do more of that. I'm like, well, the situation and who's hitting, who's pitching, where's the first baseman, where's the third baseman? It's not always easy to do with infield and they're sitting on the green of the infield as opposed to in the reddish orange, whatever you want to call it. But, it makes it hard because then it's like, if you do make an attempt, you need to be basically going for a squeeze situation where the runner is taking off. And if a guy has swing and miss stuff, or, throws the ball way out of the zone and we can't get it down, now you're putting the hitter in a really bad spot right there. You're putting the runner, and, now you don't have a guy in scoring position, especially with the way the guys are swinging it. There's a lot to take into account there. But also sometimes when you see these things and you're able to, call them out and guys are able to execute, and now you still have to get the right kind of pitch and location to do these kind of things. You still have to get their defense a little off balance. I mean, that one that I think Reeder bunted over a third, was kind of taken off in the air. If that guy gets there a step sooner and catches it,
innings over.
Innings over.
Yeah.
If it didn't have the spin, if he didn't touch it, maybe it rolls foul. And so you never know how this stuff's going to work. Just continuing to apply pressure. Obviously, with speed and the ambiance of the crowd, it can speed the game up on a lot of people. And, it'd be great if we could do that every inning. But I just really like, you could see the preparation of what guys have been doing all year really played out in moments like that. And now there's other times, Mike, we got doubled off on line drives a couple times. I could hear you yelling from down here in the dugout as my internal dialogue was also quite furious. But
yeah. Hey, Coach, so thanks for touching on it. Final thing today now, everything you did yesterday, such a high level, and now here you are, a chance to win and stay home. Tell us a little bit how your thoughts about the game, your team's attitude, the feel coming in, but the pitching decision about who gets the ball, who's hot, who's available today, and who you start with first.
Yeah, I guess we always wanted more home games this year, so why not have 5 more, right? Instead of just 3. I don't know, the energy that the guys have shown after having their backs against the wall, that is what we've loved. I mean, it's winner you're done, and the way they've embraced that, they haven't let it slow them down at all. Pitching has been phenomenal, and so deciding, hey, who we're going to go with the ball today. James DeCramer is going to get the start, and we're going to let him go out there and cut him loose. He's progressively gotten better and better this year. We've seen him since high school and what he's capable of doing, the high velocity, the sharp breaking ball, the Bugs Bunny type changeup. Yeah. Quick to the plate. It's just, he has that look in his eye that he wants the ball. And, we have a few guys that are going to be down today based on, the quantity and pitches they've thrown and innings. But at the same time, I already know once throwing program gets done down there, everyone's going to come say, I'm ready for whatever you need. I'm sure, Segura, after throwing sub 30 pitches day one, he's going to be ready to go as well. And all those other guys we saw from the start of the series or who we haven't seen yet.
Okay. Well, however it plays out, Mitch, it's a pleasure to be here. You got another great day for baseball, another gigantic crowd coming in. They help fuel it, I know that, but you guys have made something special out of this Corvallis Regional, and we look forward to see what unfolds, as always, the next few hours. Thank you, Mitch, as always.
Go time for the Beavs. Go Beavs.
Head coach Mitch Canham, the first pitch to be delivered by James DeCramer. The Beavers with the novelty of being the home team in their own ballpark. Coming up, the Beavers and USC to settle the Corvallis Regional. Thanks for joining us on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
If you know your party's extension, press or say 1. To leave a message in our company mailbox, press or say 2. Spoiler alert, it will be full.
Representative.
Would you speak to your mother in that tone?
Speak to a real human being.
You shouldn't need to shout into the void to get your health insurance questions answered.
Pacific Source Health Plans. This is a real person. How can I help you?
Human service, not automated phone trees.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Pacific Power is proud to support Oregon State athletics by providing the safe, reliable energy that lights our campus, keeps our laptops charged, and powers opportunities every day. From the classroom to the weight room, from groundbreaking research labs to research stadium, Pacific Power is always there to help propel our students and our community forward. Pacific Power, powering your greatness. Let's go Beavs!
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
On the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Hurley hammers it. There's your 11-10 on its way. So long. Comes to the plate, swung on and missed. Strike three. The inning is over. Drive to right center field. Temesbury going back, looking up, on its way. So long.
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Oregon State Credit Union, the official credit union of OSU Athletics. Safeway. Stop into Safeway, your exclusive grocery partner of Oregon State Athletics. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts. And by Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved. PacificOffice.com. Play ball! Now let's get ready for the first pitch.
Kramer, the redshirt freshman from Scottsdale, will throw that first pitch here in a moment. Before he does, to USC second baseman Avery Covarrubias on this 74-degree gorgeous Monday afternoon. The finale of the Corvallis Regional, the winner to advance this weekend to the Supers. Let's pause, let all of our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station ID. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Avery Covarrubias, right-hand hitting second baseman, steps in against James DeCramer. What a stage for James. Only his second start as a Beaver. It's a little bit bigger stage, even though he pitched before a big crowd in his last one, and a sellout crowd here today. The stakes very high. The right-hander's first pitch misses. Good 93-mile-per-hour fastball just missed to Covarrubias. 1 ball and no strikes. DeCramer, in his last outing nearly 3 weeks ago against Portland, slider in there for a strike, and the count 1-1 from James. He went 4 innings against the Pilots on May 13th. 5 hits, a run. It was earned with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Prior to that, 2 innings in Hawaii, giving up 4 hits but 1 run. DeCramer, a redshirt freshman, comes back with a 1-1 pitch. Fastball hit foul off to the right and out of play, and the velo looks to be a little bit higher. An uptick, perhaps the adrenaline and the magnitude of the ball game coming into play, but he has been 91-92. The early reads on the scoreboard out in right center here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field showing 93-94. 1-2 to Avery Covarrubias, leading off for USC, top of the first inning to settle the Corvallis Regional. Ground ball slowly to third. Good pitch in on the hands at 95 from DeCramer. With that kind of fastball, and a new ball will be put in play, Brooke Knight, the skipper, longtime skipper of the Corvallis Knights since the summer of 2008. Brooke and I had the pleasure of being around James in the summer of 2024. And when DeCramer arrived to start pitching after a long layoff, back surgery, and just trying to work his way through a lot of difficulty physically, he said this guy has Friday night stuff. Well, he hopes to have Monday afternoon stuff today. Change up, stroke to left field, base hit. He left the change up, and Covarrubias able to time it up and whack it to left. And the Trojans, after the drubbing yesterday, 14-1 at the hands of the Beavers after winning rather easily the first 2 games of the Corvallis Regional, get off to a good start. Ethan Hedges, the batter. Hedges, another Corvallis Knight, 346, 14 homers, 58 runs batted in. Ethan played for a West Coast League Championship Knights club under Brooke Knight in the summer of 2023. Covarrubias, a danger. He's held on by Jacob Craig, 15 for 19 in stolen bases. DeCramer's first pitch misses outside, ball 1, 1-0. It's interesting that DeCramer pounded the zone with fastballs, threw a slider for a strike too, but the change didn't have much action on it. Dropped off about 10 miles per hour in speed, but didn't move. And Covarrubias able to lace it to left. The 1-0 fastball away, and DeCramer behind the count, 2 balls and no strikes with Ethan Hedges, the batter. Travis Jewett coaches at third for the Trojans. Andy Jenkins, former Beaver great, coaching at first. Andy Stankiewicz calls the offense within the dugout. The Trojans in the Gene Tanzelli dugout on the first base side. DeCramer set. The 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. Good fastball, and the count 2-1. For the Beavers defensively on this 74-degree magnificent Monday, James DeCramer and Wilson Weber the battery. Jacob Craig in for Tice Peterson at first. A.J. Singer at second. Iva Arquette at short. Trent Caraway at third. Gavin Turley in left. Cannon Reeder in center. Easton Tolt in right. The pitch on the way from James. A ground ball to Singer. He shovels to Arquette for one. To first. Double play. Nicely done. Singer to Arquette to Craig. 2 down. Now, A.J. appeared as though he could have done that himself. With a little bit of panache, he kind of popped the ball up in the air, made it easy for Arquette to come across the bag and throw a strike to Jacob. Just like that, 2 down and nobody on. And USC's Adrian Lopez, the first baseman, the batter. Big kid, 335, 8 homers, 52 runs batted in. Adrian is 4 for 13 in the Corvallis Regional. DeCramer rocks, kicks, delivers, fastball foul back. No balls and 1 strike the count. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Ballpark filling up on this Monday afternoon. Gorgeous day. I think a little hooky might be going on for people to be packing it out again. The strike 1 pitch, slider down, and the count 1-1. And we are expecting an official announcement shortly on what could be yet another record-setting day for attendance at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Yesterday, 4,368 for the St. Mary's game, the all-time record for attendance in the Goss Stadium era. DeCramer's 1-1 pitch, foul back, and James ahead of the count, 1-2. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the first inning as we get underway. The home plate umpire, Clint Fagan. Jeff Henricks, the first base arbiter. Derek Malika at second. Blake Felix at third. The fans begin their rhythmical hand clapping on behalf of James DeCramer, as they do for all Beaver pitchers who get to 2 strikes. James kicks and comes with a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed with a fastball, strike 3 to retire the side. No runs, a hit, a double play ball mixed in. DeCramer faces the minimum. We go to the bottom of the first. USC nothing. The Beavers coming up on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Celebrating 25 years in business, the Barbers continue to offer a great old-fashioned barbershop experience. The Barbers understand excellent customer service and the unique grooming needs for all men. A great cut at a great price from the most experienced barbers around. Come in and enjoy a hot lather neck shave, beard trim, as well as a refreshing shampoo and scalp massage. Book same-day appointments now online by visiting thebarbersonline.com. The Barbers, where guys go for great cuts.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with the tools and services to make running your business smooth and easy. WaFd Bank is here to help make it happen with options like credit cards, term loans, lines of credit, and cash flow tools like FinSync, so you get paid in hours, not weeks. It's never been easier to get the funding and tools you need to grow your business and meet your goals. Take on the new year with the best bank. Visit wafdbank.com or your local branch and find out why they were awarded Best Bank by Newsweek 3 years in a row. Member FDIC, loans subject to credit approval.
A good start for Beaver right-hander James DeCramer. And now left-hander Caden Hunter for USC. Takes the hill, begins his warm-up tosses. Breeze is blowing out towards right center field as we get underway. The Beavers facing the minimum in the top of the first. A leadoff single for the Trojans, erased by the double play ball. And now Caden Hunter getting ready to face Easton Tolt, Iva Arquette, and Gavin Turley. Caden has experienced, in a sense, part of the Beaver family in that he went to Granite Bay High School, where he played for Pat Esposito, the father of former Beaver catcher and assistant coach Nate Esposito. Caden transferring into USC from Sierra College, where he played in 23 and 24. Andy Stankiewicz was visiting with home plate umpire Clint Fagan between innings, and now Mitch Canham is having a conversation with home plate umpire Clint Fagan, and a couple of other umpires are coming over, and I have no idea what this conversation's about. Now, first base umpire Jeff Hendricks is coming down to join the conversation, and third base umpire Blake Felix doesn't want to miss out on it either. So suddenly now 4 umpires talking to Mitch in front of the Beavers dugout. Hank may know. Hank Hager has apprised yours truly that the pitch clock behind the plate, which is what James DeCramer, Caden Hunter, and all who would work with are dealing with, has apparently gone on the fritz, if it's okay to say. I've heard that my whole life, on the fritz. I don't know why, but it's malfunctioning, not working, on the fritz. Now, Andy Stankiewicz, after the 4 umpires explained that and how they're going to deal with that, Andy comes out for a little bit more of an explanation from Clint Fagan, the home plate umpire, and apparently it's all been settled, and we play on in the bottom of the first inning. No score, and Easton Tolt, before stepping in, shakes Clint Fagan's hand, as did Richard Tejada. We're all friends right now at the outset of the ball game. We'll see how it plays out the rest of this Monday afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Beavers Sports Network. Left on left, Hunter delivers. Fastball, just missed. Ball 1, 1-0. Hunter 6 and 5, 5.08. Left-handed junior. His 14th start, 67 and a third inning, 69 hits, 34 walks, 76 strikeouts. Tolt drives one to right center field. Back on the ball goes Basier to the track, to the fence. The ball carries over his head and off the middle of the fence. Tolt gets to second and will hold there with a leadoff double. An excellent start for the Beavers offensively as they try to pick up where they left off. Is that even possible? After yesterday's onslaught against St. Mary's and USC, 34 runs and 38 hits, but they're hitterish to open this Corvallis Regional Championship game with Easton Tolt hitting one off the middle of the fence out in right center. The bleachers in right center packed. The temporary bleachers in left center full. It's a full house and a record crowd announced, 4,383, the biggest crowd in the Goss Stadium at Coleman Field era, going back to 1999. Iva Arquette takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Iva 6 hits yesterday, Gavin Turley 5 hits yesterday in the doubleheader, A.J. Singer 4 hits, Tice Peterson had 7, Tice a late scratch from the lineup. Iva pulls one foul outside of third, past third base coach Joey Wong and onto the field of play. Joey, national champion with the Beavers in 07 at third. Brady Casper coaching at first. A leadoff double for Easton Tolt. He too showing real signs of life. He's now 6 for 20 in the regional. He gets his lead from second. Arquette at least trying to move him. No score, bottom of the first. The pitch in the turf. Good block by Richard Tejada. 1-2 to Iva Arquette, standing in at .356, 17 homers, 63 runs batted in. He and Gavin Turley share the homer lead, and Iva with one more RBI than the RBI career leader at Oregon State, Gavin Turley. No score, bottom of the first inning. Easton Tolt a leadoff double. Arquette at the plate with a chance to give the Beavers the early lead. Hunter to the plate, pop foul down the right side and well out of play. 4,383, yet another record. Day by day, new attendance record set. And this crowd, as electric as I've ever heard it yesterday, hoping to have a chance to make a lot of noise right here in the bottom of the first. Tolt at second, nobody out. Hunter's 1-2 pitch, a chopper wide of third, fielded by Ethan Hedges, looks Tolt back and throws Arquette out. Good piece of pitching by Caden Hunter. The Beavers had Tolt at second, nobody out, and Arquette not able to move him, and Iva comes back kind of shaking his head. He'll have another at-bat or 2 or 3 or 4 before the day is over, but he knows that his job there was to try to hit the ball at least to the right side and get Arquette moved. Now Gavin Turley, the hitter. Gavin at .344, 17 homers, 62 runs batted in. Has a chance to continue to add to his career RBI record total. He has 182, looking to add on and give the Beavers the lead. He tried to check his swing, but he went around on an off-speed pitch in the turf. Caden Hunter and Richard Tejada, the battery for USC. Adrian Lopez at first, Abri Covarrubias at second, Bryce Martin Grudzelanek at short, Ethan Hedges at third, Andrew Lamb in left, Maximo Martinez in center, Jack Basir in right. Tolt, a conservative lead at second. A ground ball into shallow right field and by the diving Covarrubias. Rounding third is Tolt. Easton on his way to the plate. The throw is cut off. Tolt scores another RBI for Turley. The Beavers lead it 1-0. Another example of Gavin Turley's tremendous growth in this his junior campaign, using the whole field. Turley grounding one through the four-hole. Covarrubias was shading Gavin up the middle, laid out on the dive but couldn't get to. Not necessarily a smash of a ground ball, but hit wide enough of Covarrubias to get through and get Tolt home. The Beavers lead it 1-0. Wilson Weber steps in and takes a strike from Caden Hunter. Rangy lefty ahead of the count. No balls and one strike. Hunter 6'2", 205 out of Granite Bay in Northern Cal. A ground ball to first. Fielded by Lopez. Throws low. They get a force at second to the shortstop Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. Lopez's throw in the turf, and that cost USC a chance to get an inning-ending double play. Wilson Weber aboard on the fielder's choice, 3-6. 2 down, Trent Caraway, the hitter. And he has been a hitter indeed, as hot as I've seen him in his career, and one of the hottest stretches we've ever seen for a Beaver hitter as he comes to the plate. Caraway in a 6-game hitting streak has homered in 4 straight games, 5 of his last 6, hitting .571 during the hitting streak. He swings at the first pitch, off speed, doesn't get it, 0-1 the count. With the upsurge here of late, his batting average at .276, 10 homers, 42 runs batted in. The Beavers' home runs numbers between the 2 and 5 hitters, pretty impressive. Caraway takes low. The ball dropped by Tejada. No movement from Wilson Weber. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the first. Oregon State Credit Union is the official credit union of OSU Athletics. Join today. Visit OregonStateCU.com/join. 1-1 to Trent Caraway. 1-0 Beavers in the first. Good fastball in on the hands and plenty of velo on that. 95 miles per hour, fouled back. And the count 1-2 to Trent. Arquette in the 2 hole, 17 homers. Gavin Turley in the 3 spot, 17 homers. Wilson Weber at the plate now, or at the plate moments ago with 12. Caraway, the 5-hole hitter, with 10. A throw to first. Weber steps back to the bag, and down in the 9-hole lurks Jacob Craig, starting for Tice Peterson. We noticed on a double by Tice, Jim Wilson and yours truly both immediately said he didn't look quite right going into second. We've not been apprised of the exact situation with Tice, but he's not in the lineup. Jacob is. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the first. 1-2 to Caraway. Hunter delivers, breaking ball up. Good take. Ball 2. 2-2. A.J. Singer, the on-deck hitter. The Beavers trying to survive their own regional. That has not been the case for national seeds and others, as you well know. If the Beavers do and win, they play Florida State here this weekend in a super. Caraway swings at the 2-2 pitch, doesn't get it. The pitch was down in the turf. Richard Tejada's throw to first base is in time for strike 3 on Trent Caraway. But the Beavers do get off to a good start. A leadoff double for Tolt. He scores on the RBI single by Gavin Turley. 1 inning in, the Beavers 1, USC nothing on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
At Builders First Source, we're proud to be the nation's largest supplier of home building materials with 14 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Our team is driven to deliver for our customers and help solve today's toughest challenges. We offer expert advice as you shop our extensive selection of lumber, siding, windows and doors, roof trusses, decking, and more for your next project. You can count on Builders First Source to minimize your build times, maximize efficiency, and deliver what you need when you need it. Go to BLDR.com to find a location near you.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
1-0 Beavers as we go to the top of the second inning on this gorgeous sunny 74-degree day in Corvallis. It's the type of day, I remember the opening pages of the masterpiece by David Halberstam. Yeah, I know David wrote a lot of other good books. Yes. My favorite, though, and maybe it's because it had something to do with basketball. He's written about baseball eloquently and other things, but Halberstam wrote a book called The Breaks of the Game, and for Portland Trailblazers fans, you know it well. In the prologue of that book, as he came to report on the Portland Trailblazers season of 79-80, in the early pages he said it was the type of day in Portland, Oregon where you wonder if anybody's working anywhere at all. He was describing just a beautiful sunny afternoon in the late summer of 1979 when he arrived to do his work on the Blazers season of 79-80. A fantastic book, The Breaks of the Game. But I look around today, Monday afternoon, 3:26, and I know there's a 4,368. Whether they're skipping work or whatever, I hope nobody's working and you're all enjoying the sun and the ball game today. 1-0 Beavers. DeCramer, a slider for a strike to Jack Basir. James back to the plate, fastball foul back, and DeCramer quickly ahead of the count 0-2 to the right-hand hitting Jack Basir. 1-0 Beavers in the second. Jack at .295, 7 homers, 27 runs batted in. Basir having a good regional 6 for 14 as he stands in. DeCramer back to the plate, the strike 2 fastball, up and in, ball 1, 1-2. James DeCramer thrust into the kind of role we've seen other pitchers through the years excel in. When I think about championship runs, Daniel Turpin comes to mind, the type of outings he gave the Beavers in Omaha. The 1-2 pitch, fastball hit foul off to the right and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Beavers are hopeful that the pitching depth, which they've developed, placing guys in a variety of roles throughout the year, that it will come to play and be a big advantage and factor for the Beavers in this winner-take-all regional. Second start for DeCramer. He comes to the plate and it's pulled foul, off speed, rolling into the Beavers dugout on the third base side. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jack Basir. Andrew Lamb, left-handed hitter on deck, and Bryce Martin Grudzielanek to follow. Breeze is blowing out, not quite as blustery as yesterday, but blowing out towards right center field. DeCramer to the plate, fastball foul back. 1-2 the count. Last inning he left a change out over the plate, and Covarrubias ripped it into left field for a base hit. The Beavers got a double play ball. And then Adrian Lopez struck out. Basir, a good battle here against James DeCramer. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-0 Beavers in the second. James both beat on the slab, comes back to the plate. Fastball hit foul. He is plying Basir with fastballs, and it's a good battle. If he changes the angle, changes the level, even the velo here, we'll see if he has that in mind. He looks at his PitchCom device and brushes. He wants to do something other than what was originally called by Rich Dorman. We'll see. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Slider swung out and missed. Strike 3. The pitch was in the dirt. Wilson Weber gathers and tags out Jack Basir. 2 down, back-to-back, 1 away, and back-to-back strikeouts for James DeCramer. Brushing to the slider and getting his man. Andrew Lamb, the hitter, left-hand hitting sophomore, .303, 5 homers, 17 runs batted in. The son of Mike Lamb, who played 10 years in the major leagues, the Rangers, Astros, Twins, Brewers, and Marlins. 1-0 Beavers, top of the second. DeCramer to the plate. Fastball misses up. Ball 1, 1-0. Andrew Lamb in the Corvallis Regional getting just his 8th at-bat. He's 0 for 7, but getting an opportunity here against DeCramer in this decisive game. USC's had to adjust its lineup a little bit with an injury yesterday to Braden Dowd. The 1-0 fastball down and in, ball 2. Dowd was thrown out at the plate in the magnificent relay, Reader to Arquette to Weber, and in the play at the plate, and just indeed a dynamic, exciting play that had the crowd buzzing from then on the rest of the day. Braden Dowd injured and in concussion protocol as a result. Andrew Lamb pressed into the start. He has the count his way, 2-0 with 1 out, nobody on. Change up away, ball 3, 3-0. Bryce Martin Grudzielanek on deck. 1-0 Beavers, top of the second inning. The Beavs are hopeful to be back here this weekend in a super regional against Florida State, which breezed through its regional in Tallahassee. A 3-0 fastball, a strike, and the count 3-1. A long day of baseball yesterday. In the end, very satisfying to be sure. Not the longest day ever, though. Kip Carlson and I talked earlier today, back in 2006. You remember the 26-inning day? I do. The 3-1 changeup lifted to left center field and playable, I think. Reader goes back to the track, and it is playable. He makes the catch. The ball carried much more than I thought it would. But Cannon Reader makes the catch, gets a nice ovation from Beaver Nation in the left field bleachers. 2 down in the inning. A changeup hit pretty well. That's a couple of times now that the change hasn't had the kind of dynamic action we've seen DeCramer get with his change. There are times last summer with the Corvallis Knights and even this year with the Beavers in the spring where he's had Kevin Abel-esque type action on the change. But the two here that we've seen hit pretty well. One a base hit, this one a long out. 2 down, Bryce Martin Grudzielanek, the batter. DeCramer delivers, slider for a strike. The count 0-1, 1-0 Beavers in the second. 26 innings for the Beavers against Texas Pan American in April. In fact, April Fool's Day, the completion of a suspended game and then a doubleheader. 3 games in a day, essentially. Another breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. 2 down, nobody on, 1-0 Beavers in the second. I did all 26 of those innings. A little younger in 06 without a hip replacement 3 weeks before. So yesterday a little tougher. The strike 2 pitch, fastball up, ball 1, 1-2. 2 down, nobody on in the second, 1-0 Beavers. The Beavers did win the suspended game and both games of the doubleheader, so that too a good day, but it doesn't quite match in magnitude what we saw in 18 innings yesterday. DeCramer delivers, changeup, swung on and missed, strike 3 to retire the side in order, and that change had the kind of Abel-esque action that I was alluding to. DeCramer, 2 scoreless innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 here in the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom half. The Beavers 1, USC 0 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey Beaver fans, Oregon State's tradition of excellence is now a winning pairing with Willamette Valley Vineyards Classic Oregon Wine. As a proud wine partner of Oregon State Athletics, we invite you to join us at any of our locations for world-class Pinot Noir, Pacific Northwest-inspired cuisine, and one-of-a-kind events. Learn more and plan your visit at WVV.com. That's WVV.com. Go Beavs!
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Oregon State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Beavers. A.J. Singer, Cannon Reeder, and Dallas Macias coming up against Trojan left-hander Caden Hunter. Are you 55 plus in our community? Have you ever wanted to be a Beaver cheerleader? P3 Health Partners can make it happen. Go to osubeavers.com/senior cheer squad to learn more. A.J. Singer had himself a day yesterday. 4 hits, 3 runs batted in. He steps in against Hunter with the Beavers leading 1-0 and takes a little bit low ball 1, 1-0. A.J. Singer, part of the onslaught yesterday. Swings and hits a 2-hopper to the shortstop, Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. His throw to first is in time to get A.J. 1 away, and Cannon Reeder to the plate. Cannon at .299, 7 homers, and 32 runs batted in. The Beavers have been red hot at the plate with 11 home runs in the 4 games of this Corvallis Regional. Cannon made the defensive play of the Regional, getting to the baseball on the warning track out in right center field. Threw the ball to Ivar Arquette, who fired a seed to the plate to Wilson Weber, and that seemed to set the tone for the Beavs yesterday. The crowd got into it. The relay, I talked about it with Mitch before the game. Reeder takes a strike. It brought back memories of big-time play in postseason. Wallace to Barney to Canham. The strike 1 pitch is low and inside. 1-1 to Cannon. Reeder was having trouble yesterday picking the ball up, but he did have a beautifully placed bunt up along third that, in what Coach Canham called the buntalooza, got the Beavers rolling to a 4-run frame. Fastball outside to Cannon. Ball 2, 2-1. For the Regional, Cannon stepping in at 3 for 15. He has scored 4 runs with a couple of runs batted in, including on a bunt yesterday. Caden Hunter back to the plate. The 2-1 pitch grounded off the end of the bat to the shortstop, Martin Grudzelanek. His throw across is in time to get Cannon. 2 down in the bottom of the second. Dallas Macias, the designated hitter, coming to the plate. Dallas at 150. 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. A .315 hitter last year for the Beavers, so it has been a bit of a mystery campaign for one of the finest young men who, no matter what, unlike Bobby Bonilla, who went to the New York Mets, and when he signed his big contract in free agency, had a big smile on his face. Bonilla said, "You'll never see the smile come off my face again." But he was in New York, and a couple of weeks later, the malaise began for Bonilla. Wasn't always smiling, but no matter what Dallas has gone through this year, and it's been a lot. He takes outside ball 1, 2 down, nobody on, 1-0 Beavers. He's continued to bring a real sense of thankfulness, joy, playing the game, belief, self-confidence that he's going to get it going. In there for a strike and the count 1-1, and there have been signs here and there that that's indeed the case. He takes a big rip at a fastball, doesn't get it, the count 1-2. 2 down, nobody on, bottom of the second. He's taken a Wilkins-McCauber type of approach all year, that he's confidently expecting something to turn up in his game very soon. 1-2, 2 down. Hunter to the plate. Ground ball slowly to second. Covarrubias takes it off the field turf and throws out Macias. A strong inning. 3 ground ball outs for left-hander Caden Hunter. The Beavers go in order after 2 in the Corvallis Regional Championship game. The Beavers won, USC nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, Beaver fans. Holt Ag Solutions is proud to be your premier dealer for top tractor brands like Massey Ferguson, Fendt, and more right here in Oregon. With expert technicians and quality parts, we are here to support your operation from start to finish. Stop by any of our Oregon locations to see the latest models from Fendt, Massey Ferguson, and all your favorite ag brands at Holt Ag Solutions. Or call 888-HOLT-006 to talk with one of our ag experts today.
Relax and unwind at Seven Feathers Casino Resort.
Whether you're staying overnight in their award-winning hotel or lounging in your RV at their top-rated RV resort, all of their amazing amenities are available to you.
Dine at the new Cow Creek Marketplace, Cow Creek Restaurant, or K-Bar Steakhouse.
Pamper yourself with a massage, facial, pedicure, or all free at River Rock Spa.
There's something for everyone at Seven Feathers Casino Resort, I-5, Exit 99 in Canyonville. Your place to play. Proudly owned and operated by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
1-0 Beavers, top of the third inning of the Corvallis Regional Winner-Take-All affair. All saves this year are presented by Wafed Bank. Wafed Bank, you deserve a best bank. Jacob Kamatz with a save yesterday, a dynamic outing for Zach Kamatz. That's a difficult one to get over. Zach Kamatz, Jacob's younger brother, 3 innings, 7 strikeouts in picking up his first career save. We're a long way from save range at the moment, and the Beavers have plenty of arms at the ready today. I'm told by pitching coach Rich Dorman that Hutch is hot, that Kellen Oakes may have something in him, Leif Palmer, Eric Segura, all certainly hot and would be ready. James DeCramer has worked 2 scoreless, goes to work with a first pitch changeup to Augie Lopez, who swings and misses, 0-1 the count. DeCramer has faced the minimum through 2. That was his 31st pitch under this Monday afternoon sunshine in the mid-70s. One of the great days, again, that would have Halberstam asking a similar question here in the Mid-Valley. The strike one fastball a little low. The count 1-1 to Augie. 293, 3 homers and 14 runs batted in for Augie Lopez. 1-0 Beavers, top of the third. Trying to play their way into a super regional this weekend here against Florida State. DeCramer delivers, low and inside, ball 2, 2-1. Augie 2 for 9 in the Corvallis Regional, freshman left-handed hitter. DeCramer, both feet on the slab, kicks and comes to the plate, swung on and missed. And the count 2-2, another off-speed delivery. Travis Jewett coaching at third with Andy at first. Andy Jenkins, his wife Jessica, staying back home with their 2 youngest children, Jagger and Poppy. The Blakely and Presley making the trip up here. Andy and Jessica with 4 kids now. Andy, the pride of South Salem High School. The 2-2 slider taken, strike 3 called, 1 away. Good mix by redshirt freshman right-hander James DeCramer, getting a called third strike on the slide piece. 1 gone in the top of the third, and Maximo Martinez, another freshman in Andy Stankiewicz's lineup, coming to the plate. Maximo 244, a homer, 10 runs batted in. James delivers, fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Maximo is 2 for 6 in the Corvallis Regional. 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 Beavers, top of the third. James back to the plate. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. The Beavers getting a run in the first on this Monday afternoon. Workday, school day, if you're just joining us. Easton Talt a double. Gavin Turley an RBI single. DeCramer back to the plate, the strike 2 pitch, and it's too bad he got too much of the plate. Stroke to left field, and then Gavin Turley drops the ball out and left. He had no errors coming into the regional, and he has 2 here. I don't think that's a double. I think that's a base hit, an E7, because Turley moving over to make the play on the ball dropped it. Now we'll see what the official score says. My opinion doesn't matter. It's a base hit on an 0-2 pitch from Maximo Martinez. And Gavin Turley moving over to play the ball is charged with his 2nd error of this regional. Very surprising for a guy who's played a superb left field this year. And on balls that have appeared to be fairly routine, he has mishandled a couple of base hits and turned them into 2 baggers. Ground ball to the left of Iva Arquette. He fields cleanly and flips to Jacob Craig for the out, 2 down. Richard Tejada going after the first pitch, grounds out on the play. Martinez to third. That probably would not have been a double play ball, hit off the end of the bat and slowly. But a force play at second would have occurred. Instead, you've got the tying run in Maximo Martinez 90 feet away. Base hit to left, E7 on Turley. James DeCramer trying to just brush it off, get Abri Covarrubias and keep the Beavers in front. James from the stretch delivers. Fastball foul back. No balls and one strike. 1-0 Beavers, top of the third. James DeCramer trying to keep it that way. The right-hander will make his 41st pitch here of this warm, gorgeous afternoon. But this is a guy from Scottsdale, Arizona. Remember? He might need a jacket on between innings. The strike one pitch from James. A line drive to right. Easton Tolt is there, and he grabs it, and the inning is over. 3 strong innings for James DeCramer. He comes off, I think, a little frustrated with himself about the location of the pitch that he felt he left up. But he gets an out, and he's given the Beavers 3 great innings. And as I think Robert Strauss said in the 7-year itch, go, man, go. We go to the bottom of the third. The Beavers 1, USC 0 on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Want to make a difference for Oregon State University students and alumni? It's as easy as becoming a member of the OSU Alumni Association. Whether you're an OSU graduate, a family member, or a big fan and believer, become a member today and get access to exclusive perks while supporting the university you love. Purchase a membership for yourself or as a gift at fororegonstate.org/join. That's fororegonstate.org/join.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Beavers in the Corvallis Regional Championship game. All health plans, all of them do what's required. Yeah, that's true. But Pacific Source Health Plans does more than that. They provide human service, not automated phone trips. And they offer extra support for members who may be struggling. Pacific Source Health Plans, going beyond what's required to put members first. Jacob Craig, then back to the top of the order, Easton Tolt and Iva Arquette. See quite a few members of the football staff beginning to roll through the Jack Riley concourse. Part of a record crowd announced of 4,383 on this gorgeous Monday afternoon. The Beavers leading 1-0, hoping to get things going in what has been their most productive inning of the year, namely the third. Yesterday was the second when they scored 4 runs. En route to a 14-1 win over USC. The pitch to Jacob Craig is a breaking ball up from Caden Hunter, ball 1. Tice Peterson has been in the lineup and a force in the lineup, but injury-related reasons have him scratched. And Jacob Craig, who's done a lot of big things in his career, getting the opportunity to re-enter the lineup and hopes to do big things today out of the 9-hole, as Peterson has been doing. Jacob does have 12 homers on the year. He takes low and inside, ball 2, 2-0. Easton Tolt on deck, 1-0 Beavers in the third. Hunter's 2-0 pitch dropped by Richard Tejada, and he may have cost his pitcher a strike in that he didn't catch it cleanly, wasn't able to frame it up for Clint Fagan, and now the count to Jacob. 3 balls and no strikes. Jacob may be green lighted here. Hunter delivers the 3-0 pitch just outside, ball 4. A couple of very close pitches from the junior left-hander Caden Hunter, but home plate umpire Clint Fagan didn't like him. A leadoff walk. Easton Tolt, the batter, and is it time for the bunt of Palooza to get going again? That's Mitch Canham's term from yesterday. The Buntapalooza, 3 straight batters bunting, leading to a 4-run inning. It was exciting to watch. And my suspicion is, although not 100% with Craig, a slower runner at first, I expect the bunt to be on, but we'll see. Tolt can bunt for a hit, too. He is bunting. He takes low and inside, ball one, 1-0. 1-0 Beavers, bottom of the third inning. Talt, one of the best bunters on the club, tied for the team lead in sacrifice hits. Actually, Singer surpassed him yesterday. Easton with 7, AJ with 8. Talt shows bunt, takes a strike, and nods his affirmation. Clint Bacon's calling, yeah, that's right, good call. 1 ball, 1 strike to Talt, who doubled off the base of the fence in right field in the first and scored on Gavin Turley's base hit for the game's lone run. Jacob Craig held on by Adrian Lopez. Talt squares, pulls back, swings and misses. The count 1-2. Easton will try to make a 2-strike adjustment here. He taps his chest as he looks toward Ryan Gibson, calling the offense in the Beavers dugout as if to say, that's on me. And now he's down in the count, hoping to battle 1-2. With Jacob Craig at first, nobody out. The left-hander, Caden Hunter, comes to the plate to Easton in the turf. Good block by Richard Tejada and a pitch way outside. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with Iva Arquette on deck. The Beavers have hit 11 home runs in the Corvallis Regional. Arquette has not been among the clouters, at least when it comes to the 4-bagger. The pitch to Easton, fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. Now the Beavers don't get the production they were hoping for from the leadoff man after getting the 9-hole hitter on base on a 4-pitch walk. Craig remains at first, 1 gone. Here comes Iva Arquette. I'm told by those of you watching television, I think John Warren shared this with me, he watched and listened and watched, like George Costanza, looking for work, listening for work, looking and listening. Thank you, Johnny. Iva Arquette steps in, grounded to third in his first at-bat, takes low from Caden Hunter, ball 1. That the announcers for the ESPN crew and the analyst in particular, Greg Swindell, saying we knew about Arquette's offensive proclivities and his tremendous talent as a hitter, but they saw on display some great defensive work that we've been blessed to see all year. The 1-0 pitch off the mid of Richard Tejada. Good read by Jacob Craig, who cruises into second base. Will wait on the official scoring, and it's going to go as a wild pitch, even though Tejada had quite a bit of leather on it, but enough movement that it was difficult for Richard to receive. So the Beavers got what they would have gotten had Talt gotten a bunt down. And we'll see if Arquette and the Beavs can take advantage. 2 balls and no strikes. But if Swindell was marveling at Arquette's defensive ability, good for him. But it just means that, again, that kind of caught him a little bit unawares. Arquette drives one to deep left center field. Maximo back to the track, to the fence. He's in the home run club now in the regional. A 2-run blast for Arquette. The Beavers lead it 3-0. A familiar sound, a familiar sight over the years here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, and in this magnificent long weekend of Beaver baseball, the fans on their feet and exulting in the Beavers' 12th home run of the Corvallis Regional and Arquette's first. 3-0 Beavers, Gavin Turley the batter. Hunter delivers, Turley shortens as if to bunt and takes outside, ball 1. 1-0. Now he's a complete player. And pitching coach Sean Allen, former pitching coach at Ohio State, 2 years, 6 years at Texas, asking for time and on his way out to the mound. While we felt that on the selection show a week ago today on Memorial Day, when the Beavers learned they would be an 8th national seed and all of their hard work paying off for all of the road games and the nearly 24,000 miles traveled in those, I felt as though there was a sense of not giving the Beavers short shrift per se, but not a lot of talk about Oregon State's presence in the tournament. Much more on the SEC heavy tourney and talks of other teams, I thought, far more prevalent than what they talked about Oregon State. But I will say that Kyle Peterson, longtime analyst and college baseball expert, said when asked about players he was looking forward to seeing in this postseason, Peterson said, Iva Arquette at Oregon State. He's heard a lot about him. Now he's getting to see him. The pitch to Gavin Turley, a strike after the visit from pitching coach Sean Allen. But it felt as though Swindell, in making the comments he did, was, boy, this guy is good. We've heard it, and now we've seen it with our own eyes. Seemed to be the message of Swindell, going back to an ancient source. Change up low, ball 2, 2-1. Breeze is blowing out to right center. Gavin Turley, a base hit to right field on the ground to drive in Easton Talt in the first. 183 career RBIs and counting for Gavin, the all-time home run and RBI leader with the Beavers. He takes in the turf, ball 3-1. Joe Freeman, in his article in Oregon Live, and as always, a great work on Joe's part, but following the doubleheader victories for the Beavers yesterday, he said that Gavin Turley, between games, walked into the players' lounge and it began to sink into him what he had accomplished in setting the RBI record yesterday. The 3-1 pitch, Turley a drive to deep left field. He's added on again to the home run and RBI record. So long! Over the bleachers and left, the Beavers lead it 4-0. Back-to-back jacks for the Beavers. Iva Arquette and Gavin Turley. 4-0 Beavers. Wilson Weber, the batter. A majestic shot from Gavin Turley, who between games yesterday walked into the lounge and saw the names that he had surpassed on the RBI list. Michael Conforto, Adley Rutschman, Jacob Melton, Travis Pizzana, and others. And he really understood that he had done something special and was humbled by it, grateful for it, and understood that that's a pretty august list to be on the top of. And he just added to it with his 18th home run of the year. He and Iva matched the team lead. The first pitch to Wilson Weber, a called strike. 0-1 the count. Hunter back to the plate, swung on and fouled at the plate by Wilson. The count 0-2. USC gets a left-hander up in their bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out in the third. 4-0 Beavers. Weber takes low, ball 1-2. Wilson bounced into a 3-6 fielder's choice in his first at-bat. A 2-run home run for Iva Arquette, a solo shot for Turley, and now Wilson Weber swings and misses at an off-speed pitch out of the zone, strike 3. 2 down, and Trent Carraway, the hitter. It feels as though it's about time for him, right? Carraway, who's homered in 4 straight games and 5 of his last 6, comes to the plate with 2 down and nobody on. 4-0 Beavers in the third. Hunter to the plate. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Sidney Pointer, the founder and director of MLBeavs.com, has been kind enough along the way to send me analytics reports. We'll see what we've got on the 2 clouts here in the inning. Sidney has indeed provided those numbers. The 1-1 pitch on the way to Carraway in the turf, ball 2-1. Iva Arquette's home run, 414 feet with an exit velo of 103 miles per hour. We'll wait on the Turley homer, but a 414-footer, not bad. 2 balls and a strike, 2 down, nobody on. 4-0 Beavers. The 2-1 pitch to Trent Carraway, out in front. Good off-speed pitch from the lefty, Caden Hunter. Swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. A.J. Singer on deck. Caden ready to go. The left-hander back to the plate with a 2-2 pitch. A ground ball to third. Ethan Hedges fields cleanly, throws low, but it's dug out by Adrian Lopez to retire the side. But the Beavers get 3. 2 home runs from the home run leaders. Iva Arquette, a 2-run blast, his 18th. Gavin Turley, a solo shot, his 18th. We're through 3. We'll get a station ID when we return. The Beavers 4, USC nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
With a great selection of new Toyotas, everyone knows your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, even your pet parrot.
Right, your summer starts here.
Well said.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 2nd.
Toyota, let's go places.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net, where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
With a great selection of new Toyotas, everyone knows your summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, even your pet parrot.
Right, your summer starts here.
Well said.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 2nd.
Toyota, let's go places.
This is the RAV 4th inning, presented by your local Toyota dealers. Now, back to the game.
Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Beavers 4 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. USC, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Right-hander James DeCramer has made 41 pitches through 3, getting ready to face Ethan Hedges, Adrian Lopez, and Jack Basir. And before Ethan steps in against DeCramer, let's pause now 10 seconds for station identification. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. DeCramer delivers, breaking ball down to Hedges, who grounded into a double play in the first inning. 1-0 to Ethan. Best overall hitter on the Trojans club, 346, 14, and 58 coming in, and has been a consistent hitter. He checks his swing and takes down and away, ball 2, 2-0. Hit 5 triples in the final year of Pac-12 play last year and was 3rd in the league in that category. Good all-around hitter. The 2-0 pitch is high. Ball 3, 3-0. DeCramer has faced just 1 over the minimum. He got to a 3-0 count on Andrew Lamb and retired him, hoping to be able to find his way back against Hedges with Adrian Lopez on deck. Top of the 4th inning in the Corvallis Regional Championship game. 3-0 pitch is inside, ball 4. James has pitched extremely well. A.J. Singer looks in at James and kind of says, just, hey, you're good, don't worry. Kind of like, palms kind of down like, hey, you're fine. Don't worry about it, don't sweat it. And the best way to not sweat it would be for DeCramer to do what he did in the first inning, namely after allowing a base hit, induced a double play ball. Adrian Lopez, the batter, struck out in the first. 4-0 Beavers in the 4th. James DeCramer working with Wilson Weber, Jacob Craig at first, AJ at second, Iva Arquette at short, Trent Caraway at third, Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Talt in right. James set, kicks and delivers, hit foul, off to the right and out of play. No balls and a strike. The ball bounding back onto the field, and Easton Talt not showing the strongest of arms, trying to get the ball up into the stands, hit kind of the base of the fence, gathers and tosses it back up and in. The bleachers, the full bleachers in right, he has ingratiated himself with the right field bleacherites all year long. The strike 1 pitch, pop foul off first. Jacob Craig coming over as far as he can. This will carry into the Jack Riley concourse, where somebody walking around the concourse with a cane in hand. I don't think that cane was going to offer any protection, but she kind of ducked away, and the ball missed her, thank heaven. No balls and 2 strikes. I was able to shed that instrument a week or so ago. Grateful for that. Little steps every day. 4-0 Beavers in the 4th. No balls and 2 strikes to Adrian Lopez. Ethan Hedges at first. Nobody out. DeCramer to the plate. Fastball got him swinging. A throw down to first. Back goes Hedges. James DeCramer, after walking Hedges on 4 pitches, comes back to get a strikeout, his 5th. And Jack Basir, who struck out in the 2nd inning, coming to the plate. All strikeouts throughout the 2025 season. Brought to you by McDonald's. Jack Basir at the plate, transferring in from Pepperdine, where he began his career, into TCU last year, and now with the USC Trojans. James DeCramer to the plate, swung on and fouled at the plate, and he changed up his delivery. It was a fastball tapped foul, but DeCramer, with more of a slide step move and got to the plate quickly, seemed to get on Basir in a hurry. No balls and 1 strike the count. 4-0 Beavers, top of the 4th. Out of the stretch works the redshirt freshman. Fastball up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Basir. Andrew Lamb on deck. The Beavers are running the first on a Gavin Turley RBI single, scoring Easton Talt, who had doubled. And then in the bottom of the 3rd, a 2-run homer for Iva Arquette, followed by a solo shot from Gavin Turley. DeCramer to the plate, a changeup pulled foul outside of 3rd, and the count goes to 1-2 to Basir. The left-hand hitting Lamb next. Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Umpqua-Dairy, a Northwest favorite since 1931. Here comes that usual sound with a 2-strike count on behalf of a Beaver pitcher here at this record stadium day at God. A throw to first base, back to the bag on his hands and knees goes Ethan Hedges. Ethan is 10 for 10 in stolen bases. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Basir. Arquette and Singer double play depth up the middle. The pitch on the way, a breaking ball chopped to Caraway, foul. Trent backhands it on a short hop in front of veteran coach Travis Jewett. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 20 years ago on a Monday, the Beavers played their way into Omaha with a victory over USC. Now here in 2025, trying to play their way into a home super regional by beating the Trojans. They're up 4-0 in the 4th. DeCramer to the plate, fastball outside, a bluff by Wilson Weber, Hedges back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. DeCramer has given the Beavers a strong start, to be sure. The redshirt freshman right-hander hoping to keep finding zeros and putting them on the board. Delivers 2-2, breaking ball in the turf, and a big pitch in that respect coming here. His career high is 4 innings in his last start 3 weeks ago against the Portland Pilots. He made 54 pitches in that ball game. And that's what he is up to now as he works on Jack Basir with Ethan Hedges at first, 1 out. 4-0 Beavers, top of the 4th inning. DeCramer set, comes to the plate. Slap foul, off to the right and out of play. It remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Take that back. He threw 60 pitches, and you talk about a labor. How about this? In 2 1/3 innings, 2 1/3 against Gonzaga here on April 21st. 60 pitches. The right-hander ready. The 3-2 pitch on the way. A ground ball to the left of Singer. He goes to Arquette for 1. On to first on a hop. Dug out by Craig. Double play, and the inning is over. James DeCramer induces his second double play ball of the afternoon. He's given the Beavers 4 scoreless. We go to the bottom of the 4th. in the Corvallis Regional Championship game. The Beavers 4, USC nothing on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Weyerhaeuser, a global leader in sustainable forestry and wood products manufacturing, is proud to offer a wide range of exciting career opportunities at our mills, distribution centers, and working forests across Oregon and Washington. Along with competitive wages, Weyerhaeuser offers full benefits and career growth and development opportunities in a great work environment with great people. Get started by applying online at wy.com/careers. Go Beavs! Weyerhaeuser is an equal opportunity employer.
At the stadium or home, keep your cocktails local with Crater Lake Spirits, because great booze, happy people isn't just our motto, it's our personal guarantee. With every bottle of Crater Lake, you're getting Oregon pride distilled. Our spirits are a toast to tradition and a nod to innovation. Every sip is a celebration of the good times, the great outdoors, and the unbeatable spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Join us in raising a glass to victories, big and small, with Crater Lake Spirits, proudly sponsoring Oregon State Athletics. We're here to make every game day unforgettable.
Bottom of the fourth inning, 4-0 Beavers. James DeCramer is indeed in a Turpin-esque kind of mode in a spot start. Pitching his heart out here in the postseason in the championship game of the Corvallis Regional. And has gotten some pretty good support too. The Beavers are running the first, 3 in the third. The Beavs will try to attack again. Left-hander Caden Hunter. My correspondent Joe Van Horn says that Eric Segura had been throwing back of James DeCramer after the leadoff walk last inning, but has sat back down. With DeCramer getting back into the zone with a strikeout and a double play. Thank you, Joe. The first pitch missing to A.J. Singer. The 1-0 fastball just inside from Caden Hunter. Ball 2, 2-0. A.J. grounded to short in the second. 4-0 Beavers, bottom of the fourth. Caden to the plate with a 2-0 pitch. That's low. Ball 3, 3-0. Last inning, Jacob Craig drew a 4-pitch walk to open the frame. The Beavers ended up scoring 3. A.J. Singer would gladly take another Jim Bouton special right here. The 3-0 pitch on the way outside. Ball 4 with apologies to Bulldog Jim. A.J. draws the walk, heads down to first. Cannon Reeder, the batter. Will he be Cannon the bunter? I trow so. We'll see. Cannon grounded to short in his first at-bat. A good bunter and can bunt for a hit. Now, if he's asked to sacrifice, then his job is to square up and get the bunt down. But he's capable of pushing or dragging and getting himself a base hit via the bunt. A.J. Singer held on at first by Adrian Lopez. Cannon not bunting. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. You had Mitch Canham in our pregame conversation earlier today on the Beaver Sports Network saying that he was getting messages. Why don't you do that whole bunt thing more often? And he did a great job, I thought, of explaining. The circumstances yesterday were perfect for that approach. They don't always lend themselves to it. Yesterday they did. And boy, did the Beavers ever execute. Creating as much excitement in a short game. Most of the action on the infield in that 4-run inning. This crowd in an absolute tizzy during that frame. A throw to first, Singer back. 0-1 to Cannon. Another throw to first, and A.J. steps back to the bag. Singer 2 for 3 in stolen bases. Bottom of the fourth, 4-0 Beavers. Caden Hunter and Richard Tejada the battery for the Trojans. Adrian Lopez at first, Avery Covarrubias at second, Bryce Martin, Grudzelanek at short, Ethan Hedges at third, Andrew Lamb in left, Maximo Martinez in center, Jack Basir in right. Cannon does now show bunt and misses the butt attempt and is behind the count 0-2. Dallas Macias, the on-deck hitter. Ryan Gibson calling the offense from within the Beavers dugout. The Beavers making a change a few weeks back. Gippy going to the dugout. Joey Wong from first base to third base, and Brady Casper out of the dugout to coach first. The strike 2 pitch, Cannon a full swing and rolls it slowly foul in front of the Trojans dugout, the Gene Tanzelli dugout on the first base side. All stolen bases by the Beavers this year brought to you by Steel. In baseball, being good means being consistent. Consistency in outdoor power equipment is Steel strength. Real Steel. Find yours. Visit steeldealers.com and go Beavs. Another throw to first. A.J. Singer back. The Beavers have been slugging the ball mightily. 13 home runs in this Corvallis Regional. 1 stolen base. 4-0 Beavers, bottom of the fourth. 0-2 to Cannon Reeder. A.J. Singer drawing the leadoff walk. Pitch to Cannon. Checks up on a fastball. High and away. Ball 1. 1-2. A left-hander is up in the USC bullpen. The Beavers getting a run in the first and 3 last inning. A 414-footer by Arquette, a 418-footer by Turley. The pitch is a wild one, or it hit Cannon Reeder. Oh, it glanced off the mid of the catcher, Richard Tejada, but it got Cannon Reeder's foot first. And the Beavers now have runners at first and second and nobody out. And Dallas Macias almost without doubt. It's not a matter with Andy Stankiewicz coming out and perhaps Caden Hunter himself walking back with Andy to the Trojans dugout. Stankiewicz is going to make a move to the bullpen here in the bottom of the fourth, with Hunter issuing a walk and hitting Reeder. But in baseball, you don't know nothing, said Casey or Yogi or maybe even somebody else. It's been attributed to a number of sources. Sounds like a Yogiism to me. But Stengelese might have it as well. In baseball, you don't know nothing, but I expect no matter who is on the mound for the Trojans, that we'll see Dallas Macias up there to bunt. 2 on, nobody out. 4-0 Beavers in the bottom of the fourth. The outstanding skipper, former big leaguer Andy Stankiewicz. Great run at Grand Canyon University, shepherding that program from D2 to D1, and a consistent postseason player now. 3rd year at USC, makes a call to the bullpen. For the Trojans, it'll be left-hander Sax Matson, the Northwest kid coming in. 4-0 Beavers, a pitching change here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 2 on, nobody out. Back after this on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path, for choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else, because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU, power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join, federally insured by NCUA.
Mitch Cannon teaches his team the values of hard work, dedication, and swinging for the fences. That's the same philosophy at Umpqua Dairy. For over 90 years, they've produced award-winning ice cream. Just like the Beavers baseball team, Umpqua Dairy has picked up its fair share of national championships through the years. Check out their flavor of the month at umpquadairy.com and find their Oregon-made ice cream at your favorite grocery store. Umpqua Dairy and OSU baseball, a home run combination.
Left-hander Sax Matson, 6'2", 213-pound sophomore from Olympia, Washington, getting ready to face Dallas Macias for the Beavers here in the bottom of the fourth inning, with the Beavers leading USC 4-0 in this winner-take-all affair in the Corvallis Regional. Beautiful Monday afternoon in the Mid-Valley. The Beavers have had a chance to talk about what they want to do here with Matson getting ready. Matson has been a workhorse. He led USC in appearances this season with 27. His dad, Trent, was a football player at Idaho. His brother, Reagan, played baseball on the Bluff at the University of Portland. Sax Matson, Northwest kid, 6'2", 213, out of Olympia, ready to go. And Macias is squaring. 4-0 Beavers, first and second, nobody out. Dallas pushes the bunt foul into the on-deck area on the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. Dallas grounded to second in the second. There was no mystery whatsoever, almost to the point of the late, great Rocky Bridges, who would give signs from the third base coaching box, he'd put his hands out in a bunt position in situations such as this. The strike one pitch. Dallas pulls back and slashes and swings at the fastball and doesn't get it. Ooh, that's a bit of a surprise. And now he's down in the count 0-2. Matson making his 29th appearance, 27 during the regular season, his second in the Corvallis Regional. 2-1, 4.72, 38 strikeouts in 26 2/3 innings. 2 on, nobody out. Dallas takes strike 3 call. That felt like kind of a lost at-bat for the Beavers, quite frankly. Dallas not getting the bunt down on the first pitch, given a chance to slash away on the second, and ends up striking out on 3 pitches. Jacob Craig, the hitter. Jacob drew a walk to lead off the third inning, and that led to a 2-run homer for Iva Arquette. Sidney Pointers pointing out that was 414 feet. Then Gavin followed with a 418-footer over the bleachers and left. A throw to second base received by Abri Covarrubias. A.J. Singer back. A.J. at second, Cannon Reeder at first, 1 out. 4-0 Beavers, bottom of the fourth. Sax Matson, first out of the bullpen today. Spins a breaking ball up to Jacob. Ball 1-0. OSU Athletics and Toyota have created a fan club for your favorite pets, Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter. Toyota and Oregon State give away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and much more. Sign up your pet today at osubeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. 1-0 to Jacob Craig. Matson from the stretch delivers another breaking ball away. Ball 2-0. In his 26 2/3 innings, 38 strikeouts for Sax, 15 walks, a batting average against of .229. He's given up 6 home runs. Jacob Craig with 12 homers on the year. 2 on, 1 out, 4-0 Beavers. Craig takes low and in. Ball 3-0. Jacob drew a 4-pitch walk in the third inning. We're in the fourth, and he's 3-0 here. A.J. Singer at second, Cannon Reeder at first, 1 out. The 3-0 pitch. Swing and a base hit into left field. Played on a hop by Andrew Lamb. Fires the ball back in. Joey Wong puts up a stop sign for A.J. Singer. The Beavers have the bases loaded and 1 out for Easton Toll. Good for Jacob Craig. He has been scuffling and essentially lost his starting job at first as a result of the slump. But he gets a 3-0 pitch and doesn't try to do too much with it. He pulled it, a base hit to straightaway left. The bases loaded with 1 out. Easton Toll, the hitter. A right-hander has begun to throw in the Trojans bullpen. 4-0 Beavers in the bottom of the fourth. Looking to bust it a little bit here. Talt takes a strike and the count 0-1. And boy, the right-hander getting ready, and I'm not surprised, really. I asked Jim Wilson yesterday, and he didn't think that we'd see number 12 for USC. But their best pitcher in a game they have to have, it's win or go home. Caden Aoki loosening up. The strike one pitch to Tall, breaking ball away, and the count 0-1. Aoki stymied the Beavers in a 2-1 win at Great Park in Irvine last year, a brilliant performance. And he won the opener in the 13-1 romp in the Corvallis Regional over TCU. Aoki, 114 pitches in 8 innings. Talt swings and fouls it back, and the count 1-2. That was a long time ago on Friday. But on a Monday, the best pitcher for the Trojans is loosening up in a game that is a winner-take-all affair. He must have told his pitching coach, Sean Allen, head coach Andy Stankiewicz, Skip, coach, I'm good to go. Bases loaded, 1 out. The infield a double play depth for the Trojans. The 1-2 pitch to Talt pulled foul into the Trojans' dugout. The count remains 1-2. Iva Arquette on deck. If Easton stays out of a double play ball, and thus the inning continues. My guess is Aoki might be matched up against Arquette. They may be getting him ready just for that express purpose. Bases loaded, 1 out, 4-0 Beavers. The 1-2 pitch outside, ball 2, 2-2 to Easton. One wouldn't think that Aoki would have a lot of pitches in him after 114 2 days ago, but there have been legendary performances on short rest. We've known it in our world, Jonah, Kevin Abel, and others. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tall swings and lifts it high in the air to left center field. This will be deep enough to score Singer. The catch is made by Maximo Martinez. The throw comes into third. A.J. scores a sac fly for Easton Tolt. The Beavers lead it 5-0. Iva Arquette, the batter, and here comes Andy Stankiewicz, and my presumption about the matchup, I think, is going to come to pass here. Easton Tolt with a sacrifice fly, and Andy on his way out, and Caden Aoki, tremendous pitcher, is coming in. And how long Aoki can go, I don't know. It may be just a one, who knows, but he's got a couple of big. The right-handed hitter is coming up in the Beavers lineup. Arquette, Turley, Weber, Caraway, Singer, Reeder. I mean, we'll see. A lot of adrenaline for Caden, an outstanding pitcher. He will come in and try to get Arquette and keep the Beavers from adding on. The Beavers yesterday in 18 innings scored in 12 of those innings. Today in 4 innings they scored in 3 of them and are looking for more here in the bottom of the 4th. A pitching change. Caden Aoki, the best the Trojans have to offer, and he's very good, is in. 5-0 Beavers in the bottom of the 4th. Back after this on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Established in 1983 as a family-owned business, Wilson Equipment proudly stands as an authorized full-line dealer of Bobcat compact equipment, serving the communities of Medford, Eugene, and Salem. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done, including tough Bobcat mowers, easy-to-use mini excavators, classic skid steer loaders, and new compact wheel loaders. From sales, service, rental, and hauling, Wilson Equipment has all your bases covered. Visit www.wilsonequipment.net where you're guaranteed a grand slam.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
Forget that boring breakfast. Buy a breakfast sandwich at McDonald's, like a sausage McMuffin with egg, and get another one for just $1. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Not really a desperate measure. That would be a little strong in terms of the rhetoric, but certainly crucial times call for crucial measures rather than the stronger desperate. The Trojans are down 5-0 in this winner-take-all Corvallis Regional Monday afternoon affair before a record crowd at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. And so Caden Aoki, just 2 days removed from throwing 114 pitches in a great outing to get USC in the winner's side of the bracket in Game 1 of the Corvallis Regional. Not high leverage pitchers for the most part. USC got out early, and Aoki was able to cruise through 8 innings, 4 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, 114 pitches on Friday. He's summoned here to face Iva Arquette, who homered last inning, and now has a chance for a run batted in here. Iva grounded to third in his first at-bat. Caden Aoki in for Sax Matson. 2 on, 2 out. 5-0 Beavers in the 4th. Aoki to the plate. In there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Not an overpowering thrower, but just a craftsman, a pitcher. And he was only 2-3 last year, but one of those two, a 2-1 win over the Beavers at Great Park in Irvine. Aoki set. Comes back to Arquette. Good slider. Swung on and missed. And so here he is, pitching. No balls and 2 strikes. The Beavers taking advantage 2 straight innings of the leadoff walk. In this case, in the 4th, A.J. Singer drew it, came home on a sac fly by Easton Tall. 2 on, 2 out, 5-0 Beavers. The strike 2 pitch pulled foul. Good job by Arquette to keep things alive. Well, we'll follow Iva's career, won't we? Yeah, we will. Even though he's just a 1-year Beaver, unlike a lot of the guys that have come through and have gone on to great things, having a chance to watch them grow in the program. Iva has indeed made his mark and ingratiated himself in one amazing season with the Beavs. He takes outside on the fastball from Caden Aoki. 1-2 the count. Caden, 6 foot, 185-pound senior from Huntington Beach in the Southland. Began his career, though, at Notre Dame before coming back home to Southern California and to the USC program. 2 on, 2 out, 5-0 Beavers. The 1-2 breaking ball, chased and missed, and that's what Aoki can do, and Andy Stankiewicz had an idea. Look, we're down 5-0. I can't let Arquette beat me again. So he brings on Aoki, who strikes out Iva. The Beavers do get a run. James DeCramer back to the hill as we go to the 5th. The Beavers 5, USC nothing on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Discover the heart of innovation and growth at the College of Agricultural Sciences, the founding college of Oregon State University. Since 1868, we have served as the engine of science that drives progress, supports industry, and offers education and opportunity for anyone to grow into their fullest potential. Here, students become leaders who will shape the future of food security, sustainable agriculture, and natural resource management. The College of Agricultural Sciences at Oregon State University. Grow with us. Learn more at agsci.oregonstate.edu.
Hey Beaver fans, Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line. Spot calving glaciers, breaching hunchback whales. With a cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours. Depart conveniently from the Pacific Northwest all summer long. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on the best onboard package. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, the official cruise line partner of OSU. Go Beavs!
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Pacific Office Automation. Local people respond. Local people make decisions. Local people make sure you're happy. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved. The Beavers 5, USC nothing. Settling this Corvallis Regional on a gorgeous Monday afternoon. James DeCramer has worked 4 innings, 2 hits, a walk, 5 strikeouts. He's made 56 pitches through 4. Has induced a couple of double play balls. The 6th meeting in the postseason between the Beavers and Trojans. The last one here was 20 years ago in a super regional in 1958. Pat Gillick and Ron Fairley and company came here and eliminated the Beavers in 2 games right here in this same locale, Coleman Field in 58. The storied USC program with 12 national championships. Andrew Lamb, left-handed hitter, steps in. DeCramer's first pitch is away, ball 1, 1-0. James issued a leadoff walk last inning. Eric Segura got up behind him, but James settled things down with a strikeout and an inning double play. Now 1-0 on Lamb. The redshirt freshman righty to the plate. Breaking ball topped up along first. Foul. A wild bounce. Hitting halfway up the line, like it went off something up the line. Just a weird bounce on the turf. Andy Jenkins retrieves in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lamb, who flied to deep left center field in the 2nd. Breeze is blowing out towards right center before a record crowd of 4,368. One ball and 1 strike to Lamb, leading off the top of the 5th for USC. DeCramer delivers high. Ball 2, 2-1. Turley, Reeder, and Tolt straight away. And Arquette shaded up the middle, and Caraway way over to his left. The left-hand hitting Lamb awaits. The 2-1 pitch on the way to Andrew. Sprayed foul towards Waldo Hall. 2-2 the count. In fact, goes off of Waldo. Waldo built in 1907. Home plate laid down in the very spot it's still in that same year. It's unbelievable to me. That building, this ballpark. People who would come around in a time machine, they'd at least recognize home plate if not Goss Stadium. But Waldo Hall looks about the same. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Andrew Lamb. 5-0 Beavers in the 5th. Change up just outside. That's a pitch that he can often get a hitter to chase. But Andrew Lamb lays off. 3-2 the count. Bryce Martin Grudzielanek on deck. Wind's picking up, blowing stronger now out towards right center. James DeCramer peering in to Wilson Weber. Now the right-hander back to the plate, ball 4. So 2 straight innings flirting with trouble. A leadoff walk. In the last inning, that got Eric Segura up. Joe Van Horn, my correspondent, doesn't have an update. Wilson Weber is instructed to go out for a visit. Rich Dorman is at the top step of the Beavers dugout, but not coming out yet. The entire infield gathers, and whether this is just kind of a preliminary move to enable somebody to get up and hot. DeCramer's given the Beavers a magnificent outing. I mean, for only his second start with the Corvallis Regional on the line. Here comes Rich now. And whether he's about to make a move and bring Segura in, I'm checking to see with Joe if there is any activity yet. And Joe says no, that from what he can see from the Omaha room, that's his vantage point. He says there's no one throwing in the Beaver bullpen. Rich Dorman comes out, but it doesn't look as though he'll take DeCramer back with him. But no matter what happens from here on in, I mean, to give you 4 scoreless in this championship game and only your second start collegiately, this is a tremendous outing for James. Home plate umpire Clint Fagan out to kind of expedite matters. And Rich does turn and walk back on his own, and maybe Dorman, ever the excellent coach who understands what's needed, might have said, hey, just throw another one of those double play balls. That's worked out pretty well. James has 2 of them today. Bryce Martin Grudzielanek, the batter, struck out in the 2nd. 5-0 Beavers, top of the 5th. The second walk issued by James, one to lead off each of the last 2 innings. Slider for a strike. 0-1 the count. We haven't gotten into the giddy zone, the same kind of atmospherics that the 4-run second inning produced yesterday, and the Beavers en route to a 14-1 win. The strike 1 slider chased and missed, and the count 0-2. There have been some big moments, don't get me wrong, 5-0, and the crowd has been thoroughly engaged. But a couple of things on that. The way the runs are scored, it's a little different and not quite the atmospherics we saw. Also, too, like Thomas Boswell said, of the 1-game playoff between the Red Sox and Yankees in '78, so much was on the line that people were having a hard time having any fun. The strike 2 fastball a little bit high. 1-2 the count to Bryce Martin Grudzielanek. The end of an epic pennant race battle in '78 came down to the 1-game playoff. And he said the cheers would rise up just spasmodically and then immediately quiet back down in a game that seemed to matter life and death types of issues. 1-2 the count. DeCramer delivers. Breaking ball grounded to short. Arquette to Singer for 1. On to first. Double play. And a great job by Rich Dorman. Throw another one of those double plays. James DeCramer thought the inning was over and was ready to come off the diamond. And now he puts up 2 fingers like, yeah, I know, that's only 2. But last inning he had an inning-ending double play ball. This one goes 6-4-3. 3 double plays induced by DeCramer. 2 down, nobody on. Augie Lopez, the batter. Augie struck out looking in the 3rd. I like James having a little fun at his own expense as he goes to work on the left-hand hitting Augie Lopez and starts him with a strike. James honestly was ready to run off the field, pumping his fist, celebrating an inning, any double play. Then he stopped himself and said, "Oh no, that's only two. That's only two." Like he was reminding everybody else when he was the only one that didn't seem to know it. The strike one pitch just outside from James, and the count 1-1. 3 double play balls for the Beavers today. Arquette did not get the ball out of his glove as quickly as he normally does, but still able to feed it cleanly and accurately to Singer, who made the good turn. The 1-1 pitch off speed and pulled foul, and the count 1-2. 2 down, nobody on in the 5th. 5-0 Beavers. DeCramer about to make his 70th pitch, and if he gets the out here without problem, you have a feeling, hey, just keep going, man. Go, man, go. Beaver Nation into it. DeCramer trying to end it, facing the minimum. Comes to the plate, off speed and away. Ball 2. 2-2. Maximo Martinez on deck. The Beavers are run in the first, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth. We're in the 5th. The Beavers are, it's a novel thing to say, but they are the home team today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. James to the plate with a 2-2 pitch. Fastball. He goes around trying to check his swing. Strike 3. The inning is over. That is the 3rd out. DeCramer strides off the mound, having the game of his life and the biggest game of his Oregon State career through 5. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Beavers 5, USC nothing on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services is your local nonprofit dedicated to providing employment opportunities to veterans and those facing physical and economic challenges within our community. Founded by a veteran in 2013, Blue Sun Inc. has helped more than 2,300 people find employment opportunities, resulting in more than $19 million in wages going back into the local economy. To learn more about Blue Sun Inc. and how you can help provide employment opportunities, please visit BlueSunInc.com. Blue Sun Inc. Employment Services, proud to partner with Oregon State Athletics. Go Beavs!
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
At BECU, it's a member-owned, not-for-profit credit union. They're proud to support Oregon State Athletics, and they put their members' best interests first. BECU, Power and People, insured by NCAA. Membership required. Restrictions apply. Bottom of the 5th inning in the Corvallis Regional Championship game. The Beavers 5, USC nothing. The Trojans going to their best guy to try to make sure the Beavers don't add on runs, and that's Caden Aoki. Caden beat the Beavers last year in Irvine 2-1. He won 13-1 on Friday, throwing 114 pitches. 6-4, 3.95. This is his first appearance out of the bullpen this year. 95 2/3, 92 hits, 14 walks, 87 strikeouts. Works Gavin Turley. Off speed, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. He was summoned by Andy Stankiewicz for the express purpose of getting Arquette last inning, but will stay on for as long as he can go. When you got your ace in, you feel like, hey, okay, we're not going to give up anything else. We just have to find our way back. The strike 1 pitch runs down and in to Turley. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gavin has singled home a run and homered himself home. A solo shot in the 3rd. Gavin's 18th, 2 more runs batted in to give him 184, adding to his career record with each RBI. He hooks 1 foul down the left field line off the facade of banners and onto the warning track and left. 1-2 to Gavin Turley. Bottom of the fifth inning. Wilson Weber on deck. Trent Caraway to follow. Randy Johnson's number is going to be retired by the Seattle Mariners. He's part of great USC Trojan lore when he and Mark McGuire were on the same pitching staff, throwing to catcher Jack Del Rio in the 80s. The pitch on the way to Turley. Breaking ball down from Aoki. Ball 2-2-2. And in the Hall of Fame, USC has 3. Randy Johnson, Tom Seaver, and Pat Gillick, one of the great general managers in the history of the game, played here 67 years ago as a member of the Trojans. Change, swung on and missed, strike 3. Aoki's faced Arquette and Turley, and all he's done is strike them out. He's good, and this is Stankiewicz's lever, pulling it to keep Aoki in as long as he can go and hope that his team can fight their way back at the plate, because he thinks he's got his guy in, and he does. Very good pitcher. One away, Wilson Weber, the batter. Wilson has grounded into a force play and struck out. Aoki following Caden Hunter and Sax Matson into the game. Wilson takes off speed and in the turf. Ball 1. Pat Gillick, an architect of a number of clubs, seemed to bamboozle other organizations for great personnel through the years. Weber takes a strike and the count 1-1. 5-0 Beavers in the bottom of the fifth. He built the Toronto Blue Jays championship franchise, 92 and 93 World Series champions, acquiring players such as Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar, Dave Winfield, and Jack Morris, David Cohn, Ricky Henderson, and others, Paul Molitor, in trades that worked out well for the Blue Jays in the form of back-to-back titles, and then was the GM when the Mariners won 116 games in 2001. Weber takes low and away, ball 2, 2-1. Wilson swings at the change, fouls it at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. 5-0 Beavers, bottom of the fifth. And we could spend much of the rest of the broadcast talking about great Trojans in baseball through the years. 12 national championships, the most ever. The 2-2 pitch hit foul off first. It's interesting to me that we talked yesterday with Big Jim Wilson, who, if the Beavers win, Jimmy and I will have the honor of working with him again this weekend in the Super Regional against Florida State if the Beavers find their way through today. We talked about one of Pat Casey's favorite trivia questions involving USC. Aoki's 2-2 pitch outside, ball 3, 3-2, namely the first pitcher of record to win a game in the new Goss Stadium in 1999 was none other than a future Cy Young Award winner out of USC named Barry Zito, winning a 5-2 game here in March of '99. Aoki's 3-2 pitch is taken, strike 3 called. This kid is just flat out good, folks. He's a pitcher. It reminds me of what Wayne Graham said of Jonah Nickerson in Omaha in 2006. Nickerson had that incredible 363 pitch run over 8 days. Wayne Graham said of Jonah, he's an artist. He paints. Boy, did Jonah ever do that in 06. Trent Caraway, the batter. Aoki delivers a strike. 0-1 the count. 3 hitters faced, 3 strikeouts for Caden. 5-0 Beavers, bottom of the fifth. Caraway hoping to change things up and do something other than fan. He swings and chops 1 foul, but he's a strike away from doing so. Good play by Joey Wong in the third base box. 0-2 the count. But it was in 1998 when the Trojans, under the late Mike Gillespie, won their 12th and last national championship. But the Beavers beat that team at Dado Field that season. The strike 2 breaking ball down, and the count 1-2. And that was the beginnings of a really strong relationship and friendship between Case and Gillespie, because after that series, with the Beavers winning, beating the future national champions in '98 in L.A., he said, "You guys are good." The 1-2 pitch down and away, ball 2. And as the push for unification led by Coach Casey to kind of bring along his Northwest brethren, we got to get this conference unified. Mike Gillespie was one of those who supported it. He said, "I really shouldn't, because it's going to hurt me and you're going to hurt me, but you guys belong in a unified league." Caraway, a high drive to deep left field as he changed it up. He has! So long! Caraway homers again! The 5th straight game for a home run for Caraway, and the Beavers lead it 6-0. Trent Caraway with a record-setting swing with what he hopes will be a long and much deeper run in the postseason. Trent Caraway's long blast to left, we'll get the analytics on it in a moment. Caraway blasting his 5th home run of this Corvallis Regional to put the Beavers up 6-0. The 1-0 pitch to A.J. Singer, meanwhile, from Caden Aoki is outside, ball 2-0. That's the most home runs hit in a single postseason in its entirety. Forget about just regional play, super regional play, and combine those with trips to Omaha. Caraway in 5 games in the Corvallis Regional has set the single-season postseason home run record with that blast. He's homered in all 5 games of the Corvallis Regional and 6 homers in his last 7 games. The 3-0 pitch to A.J., a strike, and the count 3-1. And as much as anything else, it changed the mood a little bit in that Aoki, the best the Trojans have, and he's really good. It struck out 3 straight hitters. And he had Caraway down in the count, and Trent hits one out to put the Beavers up 6. A chopper to short, fielded by Martin Grudzielanek. Bryce throws to first. The inning is over. A record-setting blast for Trent Caraway. A towering shot deep to left. He's homered in all 5 games of the Corvallis Regional. The Beavers will go to the bullpen, it appears. I'm a little surprised at that because DeCramer looked comfortable and loose, but the Beavers will make a move here, and I think it's Eric Segura coming in. We'll let you know in a moment. And it will be Eric looking for a redemptive kind of afternoon, and he gets a big ovation as he comes in, as if to say, hey, we love you and believe in you, Eric. He takes over for a guy who was magnificent for the Beavers today, and a chance to get a win if the Beavers can bring it home. James DeCramer, 5 scoreless. Enter Eric Segura. We go to the 6th. The Beavers 6, USC nothing. On the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University, and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
Hey Beaver Nation, here at Mr. Plywood we know what it means to build. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Mr. Plywood goes beyond building decks, storage sheds, and fences. We help build the community. We offer family-style customer service with a friendly and knowledgeable staff that will help you with your next project. If you need hardwoods, plywood, fasteners, or help planning your next project, come down and pay us a visit. We would love to help you on your next project.
Eric Segura getting an opportunity in the top of the 6th inning with the Beavers leading 6-0. And Eric, who had just, baseball's a tough game. He had a bad day, as I've heard somebody croon before. And he had a rough one in the Beavers opener against St. Mary's. Segura just not able to command his good stuff. He went a third of an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a walk. And Segura hit 3 with that free pass and left in the top of the 1st inning, having made 28 pitches. He inherits a 6-0 lead here. The right-hander to the plate. Fastball in there for a strike. Now, You remember the first pitch that he threw on Friday, Eddie Madrigal stroked it into left center field for a base hit, and that ordeal of an inning was on for Eric. His first pitch to Maximo Martinez here in the 6th inning, a strike. The 0-1 pitch on the way, hit foul off to the right and out of play. Eric quickly ahead, 0-2. James DeCramer's line in the game of his life for the Beavs. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 71 pitches. What a job by James DeCramer on the big stage in the championship game of the Corvallis Regional. Segura strike 2 fastball, up and away, ball 1, 1-2 to Maximo Martinez. He got one of the 2 hits on an 0-2 pitch from James DeCramer in the 3rd. Top of the 6th inning, 6-0 Beavers. Segura rocks, kicks, and delivers. Taken low, ball 2, 2-2. The Beavers again, while not putting up crooked numbers, save for the 3-run 3rd. A singleton in the 1st, 3 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Yesterday, 18 innings of baseball. The Beavers scored in 12 of them. They lead at 6-0 in the 6th. Segura's 2-2 fastball, swung on and missed. Strike 3, 1 away. And Segura feeling the love from Beaver Nation, who are behind the kid in a big way. You know that he had to just wear it, and you feel bad about just not able to command the good fastball, the good slider, a good changeup that he's worked on as well. It just he couldn't throw strikes. A walk, 3 hit batters, and was out in the 1st. He strikes out the first batter that he faces today. Richard Tejada fouls the first pitch fastball off to the right and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. James DeCramer inducing 3 double play balls. And now it's Eric Segura in the 6th, with the Beavers leading 6-0 in the Corvallis Regional Championship game. Segura back to the plate. Swung out and missed with a high fastball up and in. Strike 2 to Tejada, who grounded to short in his first at-bat. Trent Caraway homering to put the Beavers up 6-0. Set a record in the process. Jordan Leonardton, KJ Harrison, and Travis Pizzana and Trent came into the day, each having hit 4 homers in a single postseason. Fastball up and away, 1-2, and now Trent in a category all by himself. Leonardton, Harrison, and Pizzana each had 4 homers in a full postseason. Trent Caraway has 5 in the Corvallis Regional. 6-0 Beavers in the 6th. The 1-2 pitch from Segura. Wow. Hits the batter Tejada. No swing on the appeal, and that's the right call. Tejada was trying to get out of the way of it. Mitch Canham, I think, may argue, but it's a check swing, which I don't think, that's not reviewable unless Mitch is arguing that was a foul ball. I don't think he can argue or have reviewed whether or not Tejada went in trying to get out of the way of a pitch that was up around his left shoulder. So I'm not sure what Mitch's argument is per se here with home plate umpire Clint Fagan. But whatever it is he asked the umpires to do, Fagan at least specifically, he is at least getting Clint to come out. Second base umpire Derek Malika.
Oregon State challenge hit by pitch ball.
Okay, they're challenging not whether he went. You can't do that, but whether he was actually hit by the pitch or was it a foul ball off the handle of the bat. Now, Mitch in the Beavers dugout, closer to the fray, obviously, than I am here in the McGrath family press box. That looked like a hit batter to me from here. Those of you watching on the ESPNU feed, and if you have text information, feel free to share what you see, what they're saying, with the Beavers leading 6-0 in the 6th. Segura hit 3 on Friday and hits Richard Tejada here. When he was ahead of him, no balls and 2 strikes. So therein is the rub for Eric. He had a strikeout and an 0-2 count and loses Tejada. Avery Covarrubias, the batter. And a review on as to whether or not Tejada was actually hit by a pitch. Let me see if we're getting any action on the text line with respect to what you're seeing. Trent Caraway's home run, by the way, a 366-footer. I would say a potato peeler by comparison to the Assegai home runs from Iva Arquette and Gavin Turley earlier, 414 and 418 feet. That's a shout out to Peter Bulkley Baker with the Fieldsian reference to an Assegai. A potato peeler by comparison for Caraway, but it was a big-time home run to put the Beavers up 6-0. The review continues down the right field line. As it does, we want to pause and let our network stations identify themselves. 10-second break for station ID. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Of hit batsman or foul ball. Here's the answer.
After review, the call on the field stands. We have a hit by pitch.
Yeah. Not surprising to me, and I didn't get any textual correspondence from anyone what you saw or what Greg Swindell or somebody might have said about it. But the hit batter stands, and it looked like that from up here that's exactly what it was. Abri Covarrubias, the hitter, is single to left and line to right. This would be double play time for James DeCramer. Eric Segura hopes he's got one of those in him right here. 6-0 Beavers, top of the 6th inning. Segura looks over at first. Tejada held on by Jacob Craig. Segura delivers down and away. Ball 1-0. Eric, after the rough outing, still has had a really solid season for the Beavers. 8-2, 4.73. The 1-0 breaking ball is outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Eric, 15 appearances, 5 starts, 51 in the third innings, 43 hits, 30 walks, 69 strikeouts, 13 hit batters. The 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3, 3-0. Ethan Hedges on deck. I'm getting texts now from Brandon Boyce and Robert Hurst saying that the umpires missed it, that it should have been a foul ball. Well, thanks, guys. The 3-0 pitch, ball 4. Can't have it. Sorry. Hit batter, ball 4. And Eric Segura trying to get back the command that has made him just a flat-out times a dominant pitcher in his 2 years at Oregon State. And right now, I think more than anything else, it's probably between the ears just in terms of getting back to playing baseball. And I was hearing an anecdote on Fox Sports Radio somewhere the other day with Wilson Weber going out to talk to Segura. Legend Larry Bird was fond of saying going into Game 7s in his great career with the Celtics, he would go into the locker room and simply say to guys, hey guys, don't be nervous, it's just basketball. We're just playing basketball. The game we played our whole lives, it's just basketball, let's go. And Eric Segura just trying, like Trent Caraway says, it's just baseball, I got to have fun with it. Segura knows how to throw strikes and fill up the zone with great stuff. Wilson Weber trying to help him get back in that path. And the first pitch fastball, it's just baseball, in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. But the Trojans have the guy at the plate who can change the complexion of things after a couple of freebies. A hit batter and a walk. 6-0 Beavers in the 6th. Their leading home run hitter, Ethan Hedges, at the plate. The 0-1 pitch is down, and the count 1-1. So, with that, I'm going to see. Okay, Tony Bland says the TV broadcaster said that should have been, so we're getting unanimity that it should have been a foul ball. It's instead Segura at the dealing with a tough situation, throws a slider, chased and missed. The count 1-2 to Ethan Hedges. 2 on, 1 out. Tough way to begin the inning. An 0-2 count and a hit batter ensued instead of the hitter Tejada staying at the plate. 2 on, 1 out, 6-0 Beavers in the 6th. 1-2 to Hedges. Way outside. Backhanded by Wilson Weber. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Don't have a textual report on anybody getting ready back of Eric. That would change if Hedges gets on. Tejada at second, Covarrubias at first, 1 out. 6-0 Beavers, top of the 6th inning. The 2-2 pitch, slashed foul above the USC dugout. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hedges has grounded into a double play and walked. 6 runs, 6 hits for the Beavers. No runs, 2 hits for USC. Segura comes set. The right-hander's 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging on the slider. 2 down. Big-time pitch for Eric Segura. And that brings to the plate Adrian Lopez. Jim Wilson was talking about the impressive physicality that Lopez brings to the diamond, both as a first baseman and as he steps into the right side of the box. 6'4", 210 put together. Young man out of Baldwin Park and a transfer in from Long Beach State University. Has struck out swinging in both of his at-bats against James DeCramer. Now we'll test Segura with 2 on and 2 out. 6-0 Beavers. Fastball swung out and missed. The count 0-1. Richard Tejada at second. Abri Covarrubias at first. 2 down. Segura set. The pride of Soledad to the 0-1. Breaking ball in there. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. You can hear the buildup in Beaver Nation. Clapping their hands rhythmically, trying to cheer Segura on to striking out the side. 0-2 the count with 2 down. Eric Reddy, the strike 2 pitch. Fastball, a 2-hopper towards Singer. Craig gets to the bag. Singer underhands it to him for the out, and the inning is over. Great job by Eric Segura. After a third of an inning and one of the roughest outings of his baseball career, he comes back to strike out 2, put up a 0 again, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Beavers 6, USC nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether it's OSU game day or you're getting ready for OSU game day, make sure Dairy Mart is on your playlist. With 39 neighborhood stores throughout the Willamette Valley, Dairy Mart has everything you'll need for a great game. Beer and pop, ice, chips, healthy, fresh-to-go snacks, even hot deli items, and your favorite Lock Me dairy products. Stop into your local Dairy Mart and get what you really want for Beavers game day.
Dairy Mart is here, man. Dairy Mart's right here.
A lot goes into Oregon State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Oregon's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Beaver Nation. Locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Knife River. Knife River is building Beaver Nation and making communities stronger. Knife River, a people-first company. The Trojans going with their best down the stretch. They turn from Caden Aoki to Brody Purcell. Brody coming out of the bullpen for a 27th time this year. Sax Matson made his team-leading 29th appearance earlier in the game. Purcell, a right-hander, 3-2, an earned run average of 2.21 with 4 saves. Ethan Hedges, a position player, a two-way player, leads the team with 9 saves. Purcell, 40 2/3, only 24 hits, 19 walks, 49 strikeouts. A batting average against of a paltry 173. He comes in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Beavers leading USC 6-0 in the Beavers' bid to try to come all the way back through the losers bracket. Losing the opener to St. Mary's on Friday, striking out 16 times in the process and falling 6-4. but have mashed their way back with a 7-2 win over TCU on Saturday, 20-3 over St. Mary's, and 14-1 over USC yesterday, leading this one 6-0 and hoping to muster an attack against an outstanding right-hander in Brody Purcell, who goes to work against Cannon Reeder, works from the stretch with nobody on, and comes to the plate. Fastball up, ball one. 1-0 to Cannon Reeder, who has grounded to short and been hit by a pitch. Purcell, a second-team Big Ten pitcher this season. Rocks, kicks, and comes back. Breaking ball up, ball two. 2-0. Dallas Macias on deck with Jacob Craig to follow. The Beavers have scored in each inning, save the second. We're in the bottom of the sixth, leading 6-0. Purcell's 2-0 pitch. Reeder gets under it, lofts a high fly to left field and playable. Andrew Lamb barely had to move. Looks up into that clear blue sky, makes the catch, one away, and Dallas Macias to the plate. Macias struck out in his last at-bat against left-hander Sax Matson, who came on to face him in the fourth. Dallas grounded to second in his first at-bat. Six in the sixth. Purcell delivers low, ball one. 1-0. A correction on the postseason home run barrage in terms of Carraway's record-setting performance. Macias takes a strike on the fastball, check swing, the count 1-1. We had transposed postseason heroes for the Beavers. It was Gavin Turley who hit 4 home runs down in the Baton Rouge Regional in 2023. The pitch misses away, ball 2, 2-1. Jordan Leonardton in the 2007 postseason, the entirety of it hit 4. KJ Harrison hit 4 in 2017. And in 2023, Gavin Turley hit 4 in the Baton Rouge Regional in 4 games. Trent Carraway, 5 homers in 5 Corvallis Regional games. Macias takes outside, ball 3. Purcell delivers, swung on and missed, and the count 3-2. Ethan Hedges makes his move from third base over to the right side of the diamond, leaving shortstop Bryce Martin Grudzielanek by himself, swung way over up the middle. The 3-2 pitch to Dallas is ripped toward the alley in right center, but it's playable. Bashir on the move to his right makes the catch. Good contact, but an out. 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Jacob Craig to the plate. Stop into any of your 39 neighborhood Dairy Mart stores and get what you really want fast. Real fast. Brody Purcell works from the stretch, rocks, kicks, and comes to Jacob. Outside, ball 1. Craig, a late insert into the starting lineup today. Tice Peterson a scratch. Ron Quant, here's your answer. I've mentioned it off and on during the broadcast. The 1-0 pitch, Jacob swings and misses. Injury-related reason for the scratch, Tice Peterson. We saw him running between first and second yesterday in a late game double in the 14-1 win, and Jim and I both said immediately, is he okay? Well, evidently not completely okay, and out Jacob Craig in. The 1-1 pitch, down and away, ball 2, 2-1. Jacob has made the most of the opportunity. Walked and scored in the third, singled to left in the fourth. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Breaking ball, a good pitch. Check, swing, swing, says first base umpire Jeff Hendricks. Now, I don't know if he swung at it. I don't think he did, in fact, but I think the pitch itself may have been a strike. That home plate umpire Clint Pagan didn't call. Pretty good breaker. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 6-0 Beavers, bottom of the 6th. Purcell's fastball taken. Strike 3 called. The Beavers go in order, and one of the things that has hindered Jacob down the stretch, right there, another example of it. Taking a lot of pitches, takes a called third here. Love to see him get back in that attack mode and zone that has led him to some big exploits in his Beaver career, including 12 home runs this year. but he looks at a called third. The inning is over. We go to the 7th. In the winner-take-all Corvallis Regional Championship game, the Beavers 6, USC nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Searching for a job, a mentor, or a candidate to fill your open vacancy? Find what you're looking for with alumni from Oregon State University. OSU Connections is a networking and career site exclusively for OSU alumni and students. List your Beaver-owned business in a directory, browse or post on the job board, talk to an OSU grad working at your dream company, or seek out advice as you change industries. Leverage your network at osUconnections.org.
Today's game's Benny's Buddies Pet Spotlight. The official fan club of your favorite pet, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, is Benny's Buddies member Faith the horse from Philomath. Faith enjoys galloping around with her mom Mallory and attending rodeos during the summer. Sign up your pet today at osubeavers.com/Benny's Buddies. Each member gets an official social media filter, and Oregon State will be giving away collars, leashes, treats, toys, and so much more.
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Beavers 6 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. USC, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Eric Segura on for his 2nd inning of work after a tremendous outing for redshirt freshman right-hander James DeCramer. In just his 2nd start, James went 5 scoreless, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, induced 3 double play balls. Jack Basir, right-handed hitter, against Eric Segura in the 7th. Eric walked a batter, hit a batter, but struck out 2 and put up a 0 in the top of the 6th inning. The right-hander's first pitch here slashed foul above the Trojans' dugout on the first base side. No balls and a strike. Eric Segura and Wilson Weber the battery. Jacob Craig at first, A.J. Singer at second, Iva Arquette at shortstop, Trent Caraway at third, Gavin Turley in left, Cannon Reeder in center, Easton Talt in right. 74 degrees under the sun, breezes blowing towards left center field. Fastball adds to the breeze, swung on and missed by Basir. High heat up and in, tantalizing pitch for hitters and tough to catch up with. 93 miles per hour from Segura. 0-2 to Basir. Andrew Lamb on deck. Bryce Martin, Grudzelonic to follow. Eric drops the arms, kicks the leg, and delivers very high and inside. 1-2 to Basir. Has struck out and grounded into a double play the previous at-bats against James DeCramer. 6-0 Beavers in the 7th. Winds have picked up. They're blowing out pretty strong now out to left center field. A comebacker on a good pitch on the fist. Fielded by Segura. He tosses a changeup on the underhand to Jacob Craig, who waits and goes down to get it. The out recorded. That's the important thing, but a little slow pitch baseball there from Segura. He gets the out. 1 away. Andrew Lamb, the batter, has flied to center and walked. Andy Stankiewicz, the head coach at USC, has done an outstanding job and has history with the Beavers staff. Mike Henrichs was his strength and conditioning coach at Grand Canyon University. Now the Beavers coach in that category. And Rich Dorman was with him 2016 to 2019 as the pitching coach, as Stanky, as he's called, was building up that program. The first pitch missing, ball 1-0. To the left-hand hitting Andrew Lamb. Flied to center and walked. 6-0 Beavers in the 7th. 1-0 fastball. High and away. Ball 2. 2-0 to Lamb. What a great program USC has had, and Andy trying to get back to those championship days. Hall of Famers, MVPs, Cy Young Award winners, Rookies of the Year. The 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Freddie Lynn, the only player in baseball history to win Rookie of the Year and the MVP in that remarkable season in '75 with the Boston Red Sox. Had another huge year a couple of years later for the Bo Sox, and then looked to be on his way to the Hall. Didn't quite get there, but a great player. 2 balls and a strike to Andrew Lamb. Up and away, ball 3, 3-1. Segura survived a hit batter and a walk last inning. Lamb takes a walk outside the box. I hope he's all right. He's conversing with home plate umpire Clint Fagan. Stretches out a little bit. There's not any dirt to grab, really, but he puts his hands down into the field turf and steps back into the box with the count his way. 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1 pitch is ball 4. Okay, Segura still dealing a little bit with the command issue. It got him early Friday. That was a 0-0 game when it did against St. Mary's. He's issued 2 walks and hit a batter here in his short stint thus far. Bryce Martin Grudzielanek has struck out and grounded into a double play. 6-0 Beavers in the 7th. The Beavers with 3 double plays today. Segura slings one over to first. Andrew Lamb back. 3 rookies of the year for the Trojans. Tom Seaver, Freddie Lynn, Mark McGuire. The Hall of Famers, Randy Johnson, Tom Seaver, Pat Gillick, and the 9 Cy Youngs. Check swing and a fastball. Bryce Martin Grudzielanek went around. 0-1 the count. A World Series MVP in the big unit. And I still find it amazing that Mark McGuire and Randy Johnson were part of a pitching staff for USC with their catcher Jack Del Rio in the early 80s. The strike 1 pitch in there from Segura. Strike 2, a throw down to first. Andrew Lamb back. Jim Dietz in the Alaskan League. A little bit like Harry Hooper and the Bambino. Jimmy and I talked about that yesterday, but Dietz said, I think you'd be better as an everyday position player. And that worked out in Alaska in the summer, and the rest is history. Strike 2 pitch, swung out and missed. Strike 3, 2 down. An off-speed pitch from Eric Segura to record the strikeout. His 3rd, 2 down in the top of the 7th. And Augie Lopez will be the batter. The Beaver pitchers have combined for 8 strikeouts, leading it 6-0 in the 7th inning. Out of the stretch works Eric Segura, the sophomore right-hander to the plate, breaking ball down and in. Ball 1 to Lopez. Andrew Lamb at first, 2 down, top of the 7th, 6-0 Beavers, trying to play their way into this weekend in a super regional here against Florida State. The 1-0 pitch, fastball swung out and missed, and the count 1-1. Dave Kingman was also a pitcher at one time for USC. He was also converted. The 1-1 pitch, fastball swung out and missed, and the count 1-2. The late Mike Gillespie played on Rod Dato's 1961 USC National Championship team. Won a title as a player and as a coach. Segura's 1-2, fastball swung out and missed. Strike 3. The inning is over. Once again, Segura flirts with a little trouble with a free pass, but takes care of business for the 2nd straight inning. 2 more punch-outs for Eric. Another 0 on the board for USC. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Beavers 6, USC nothing on the Beavers Sports Network from Learfield.
Pacific Office Automation is an official sponsor of Oregon State Athletics. Let us help you create your total office solution with copiers and printers, security systems and cameras, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, including carrier services, plus temperature sensing kiosks and more. The one source for all your office technology solutions. Go to PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bottom of the 7th inning at Goss Stadium of Coleman Field. The Beavers leading USC 6-0 on a Monday afternoon. Trying on a 20-year anniversary of a special Monday to beat USC, eliminate the Trojans, and move on in their own right. Even more dramatic stakes in that 2005 Super Regional 20 years ago when the Beavers were one win away from Omaha in Game 2 of the Super Regional. The Trojans came back to win, forcing the Monday game, and the Beavers prevailed 10-8. Andy Jenkins hit for the cycle. Dallas Buck came in to save it. The Beavers won 10-8 and moved on to Omaha for the first time in 53 years through Mike Gillespie's great club, one of his last great clubs. And as I mentioned earlier, Pat Casey with everlasting respect for the late Mike Gillespie, who was one of those guys in the South who said, we need to make the conference right in whole, and Oregon State and the northern teams belong. And he pushed it among his southern brethren, even against some early resistance from Mark Marquis and others. But Gillespie knew it was the right thing. The pitch on the way, a ground ball slowly to short off the bat of Easton Tolt. The throw to first just in time. Good play by Bryce Martin Grudzielanek to get Tolt, who made it close. Just a routine ground ball, but Easton can run. He bounds out to the shortstop, Martin Grudzielanek. One away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brody Purcell getting Easton Tolt. And now Iva Arquette, the hitter. Iva has grounded to third, hit a 2-run home run in the third, and struck out in the 4th. A shift on for Iva, 3 defenders on the left side. Purcell hits a spot. Fastball for a strike, knee-high outer half. 0-1 the count. I keep mentioning Fairley and Pat Gillick. They had another good ball player come through here. The strike one pitch, tap foul at the plate. That gets a piece of Richard Tejada. He's given time by home plate umpire Clint Fagan, who can empathize. A new baseball put in play to Brody Purcell. Tejada got clipped down on his left leg on that foul ball off the bat of Arquette. The count 0-2 to Iva. Hall of Famer future as a general manager, Gillick. Ron Fairley, a very productive career and good broadcaster. The strike two pitch to Iva, high and away, 1-2 the count. Fairley played in 4 different decades. Not many have done that. Tim McCarver, a few others. But Don Buford came to Corvallis on that 58 club. Iva sends a breaking ball to deep right. Back goes Bashir, but he has a play. On the warning track, hauls it in. 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Gavin Turley will be the batter against Brody Purcell. Gavin singled homer run in the first, homered in the third, struck out in the 5th against Caden Aoki. 6-0 Beavers, who have blasted 13 home runs in this 5-game Corvallis Regional, going to the limit to Game 7 in this winner-take-all affair. Turley, a ground ball to the hole at short. Martin Grudzielanek backhands, throws it over, but for no good reason, because Turley beats it easily with a base hit, a 2-out single. Gavin with 3 hits on the day. And Wilson Weber will come to the plate. 6-0 Beavers in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wilson has bounced into a forced play and struck out in his last 2 at-bats. The outfield deep and straight away for Weber, who has finished the season on a white-hot tear, looking to get a base hit. He sort of due, just based on how he's been swinging the bat. He takes a strike. The count 0-1. 2 homers in this regional. Gavin Turley, a 2-out infield single, gets his lead held on by Adrian Lopez. The strike one pitch, Wilson fouls it into the mid of the catcher, Richard Tejada. 0-2 the count to Wilson. Trent Caraway on deck. Caraway has homered in every game of this Corvallis Regional among the Beavers 13. Trent on deck. 0-2 to Wilson Weber. Turley hopping away from first. Purcell delivers up and away. 1-2 the count. The Trojans do have some activity going on in their bullpen. A right-hander is throwing. The Beavers have used Kramer and Segura to shut out USC through 7. A throw to first. Turley turns and dives back. Pretty good timing on Purcell's part, with Gavin jumping out away to his lead and then had to quickly turn and get himself back in safely. 1-2 to Wilson Weber. 6-0 Beavers, bottom of the 7th. Another throw to first, and Gavin Turley gets back easily this time. The Beavers, a run in the first, 3 in the third, a run in the fourth, a run in the fifth. We're in the 7th, 6-0. Another throw to first, and Gavin Turley back. One ball and 2 strikes. That entire 2005 season for Pat Casey and the Beavers had landmark moments. The doubleheader sweep of Stanford at Sunken Diamond, sending the Beavers en route to a championship. A pitch out, nothing doing from Turley. The count 2-2. That was a moment of truth for the Beavers. Getting rained out, coming back on a Saturday after the rain out Friday, and sweeping a doubleheader to win the series over Mark Marquis's club. En route to a Pac-10 championship at 19-5. A throw to first again, and Turley back. They're treating Gavin over there like a Travis Bazzana, and Turley is 4 for 5 in stolen bases, or Jacoby Ellsbury, or a Tyler Graham. 6-0 Beavers in the 7th. The 2-2 pitch, whack to left field, base hit. Andrew Lamb plays it on a hop. Solid single to left for Wilson Weber. Turley stops at second. Trent Caraway, the batter. Trent homered off of Caden Aoki, and it felt like an important swing in the ball game, just given the kind of the mood in the ballpark when Caraway, who's just on an absolute tear, hit his 5th home run of this regional. Again, a Freudian slip, we hope. He hopes to have a chance to carry on in the Supers this weekend, and it would go a long way to helping the Beavers get there if he hits another one, right? 6-0 Beavers in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on, 2 out for Caraway. The pitch to Trent swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. If the Beavers do prevail, they'll host Florida State this weekend. Right-hander Andrew Harbor loosening up back of Brody Purcell, who after 2 outs has given up back-to-back base hits from Turley and Weber. The strike 1 pitch. Check swing, no swing for Caraway. On the appeal, Henrik says no. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Trent Caraway. The pitch on the way, chased and missed. The count 1-2. Trent did a tremendous job in the 5th inning, as he's been doing of late. And here, he's down in the count 1-2, but when he homered in the 5th, it was an 0-2 count, which he worked to 2-2. Then got a pitch that he hammered over the left field fence. The potato peeler by comparison, 366 feet. He takes high and away, and the count 2-2. And that is the big difference in Trent during the throes of the long slump. If he got to 2 strikes, it didn't look or feel good for him. Want to chase. He took that one just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. 6-0 Beavers, bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 fastball. Good run. On the outside corner, strike 3 call. The inning is over. The Beavers go quietly, even with the 2 base hits. We go to the 8th. The Beavers 6, USC nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hit a home run today by joining Oregon State Credit Union, where your money works harder for you. Enjoy member-focused financial advice and saving money with competitive rates and fees. We started at Oregon State University and we're still the official credit union of Oregon State Athletics. Join Oregon State Credit Union today. Visit one of our 15 branches or join online at OregonStateCU.com/join.
As As Reese's celebrates a milestone anniversary, we're thankful to be part of your good times for 75 years. Our deliciously easy deli salads and ready-to-heat and serve side dishes are always a home run or grand slam, perfect for rounding out a buffet or last-minute entertaining. Keep the good times coming with deli salads and sides from Reese's. Here's to 75 years and counting. Reese's, we're made for good times.
Top of the 8th inning in the Corvallis Regional Game 7 championship game between the Beavers and USC Trojans. The Beavers leading 6-0. Beaver pitchers James DeCramer and Eric Segura have combined for 10 strikeouts, and that means another McDonald's app special. Whenever the Beavers strike out 10 or more, you can score a free Egg McMuffin using the McDonald's app tomorrow. When you make a minimum $2 purchase, a free Egg McMuffin comes your way. Beaver Baseball is proudly supported by your locally owned and operated McDonald's restaurants. Maximo Martinez, the batter, one of the 2 hits in the game for USC, and he did so on an 0-2 pitch that DeCramer left up a little bit. James made a lot of excellent pitches, as has Eric Segura out of the pen. First ball swinging. Fastball under the hands, and Maximo pulls it foul. No balls and 1 strike. Top of the 8th. 6-0 Beavers trying 20 years later on a Monday to get through USC in advance. Breeze is picking up as we go here in the later afternoon. The strike 1 pitch, fouled back, and the count 0-2 to Maximo. A record crowd yesterday of 4,368. That's been surpassed by the sun-soaked fans here today. 4,383, yet another attendance record at the home of the Beavers, Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Segura rocks, kicks, delivers. Fastball just missed. Weber tried to pull it back. I thought, quite honestly, that Trent Caraway was Wilson Weber. Caraway rung up on a pitch in a similar spot to end the bottom of the 7th. But no, says home plate umpire Clint Fagan. Segura's 1-2 pitch hit foul off to the right and out of play. 1-2 to Maximo Martinez. Richard Tejada on deck with Avery Covarrubias to follow. In the 8th, 6-0 Beavers. Segura to the plate. Taken just low on the change. Ball 2, 2-2. A couple of borderline pitches. Home plate umpire Clint Fagan has not deemed strike-worthy. Beaver Nation getting after Clint a little bit for that. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Maximo, just trying to get on base somehow, some way. 6-0 Beavers in the 8th. The Trojans down to their final 6 outs. Segura ready. The 2-2 pitch is way outside, ball 3, and I give Maximo great credit. It was 0-2, and he's taken a couple of really close pitches to run it full to 3-2. Eric Segura on in relief of James DeCramer, who went to a brilliant 5. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball foul back. Segura into his 3rd inning of work. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Take a look at our correspondent, Joe Van Horn, a half hour ago said Leif Palmer was up. I do not know if he's up or if anyone's up now behind Segura. 6-0 Beavers in the 8th. The 3-2 pitch is ball 4. From 0-2 to ball 4, and that's the only thing that can give the Trojans, it feels like, any hope in life would be freebies. The batter is Richard Tejada, who has grounded to short and been hit by a pitch. Segura has been really good, and I'm told from the television people through Robert Hirsch, one of our great correspondents, he says that Greg Swindell has said that Eric looks like a different pitcher completely today, and that's true. He does look more confident. He's executing some big-time pitches, but he's still having a little bit of command issue. His first pitch here is down and away, ball 1. 1-0. A hit batter and a walk in the 6th. A walk last inning, a leadoff walk here in the 8th, and Wilson is walking out to the mound for a visit with Segura. 6-0 Beavers in a day where DeCramer and Eric have combined to 2-hit USC. That is a little bit of a quiet over the ballpark here, 4,383, because, again, of that Thomas Boswellian sense of so much on the line. The Beaver fans, as have the players, the fans have been able to make it here. Those of you watching, listening, so much investment emotionally into this great program that you just want to see those next 6 outs get added up here. And so anything that stops short of an out, namely a ball 4 here, can create, even with a 6-0 lead, a level of anxiety, and believe me, we all understand. Segura's 1-0 pitch is outside, ball 2, 2-0. This is a big pitch right here for the overall scheme of things. 2 balls and no strikes to Tejada. Has grounded to short, was hit on a 1-2 pitch in the 6th. We're in the 8th. Eric ready. The 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3, 3-0. You know the feeling, and we're just all trying to get through it together. 3 balls and no strikes. Segura, tremendously talented and competitive young man, looking to rechannel the strike zone here. Eric's 3-0 pitch down the middle for a strike, and the count 3-1. Tejada taking all the way. Abri Covarrubias on deck, the leadoff hitter for the Trojans. 6-0 Beavers in the 8th. Maximo Martinez going from 0-2 to a leadoff walk. Now the 3-1 pitch to Tejada. Slap foul to the right. Out of play in the Omaha room area. The count 3-2. Eric trying to come all the way back. He's getting some support to that end from Beaver Nation. 3-2 to Tejada. Eric from the stretch. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Fastball, strike 3, 1 away. Great job by Segura. I think he understood that given what happened Friday, given the freebies here, that he needed an out to kind of maintain that level of confidence on the part of his pitching coach Rich Dorman, head coach Mitch Cannon perhaps too, and all of the fans here. And he comes back from 3-0 after walking Martinez to strike out Tejada. Big out. Now the double play ball in order to end the inning. Abri Covarrubias, the batter, and here comes Rich Dorman. Even with that strikeout, Segura is up to 52 pitches. Rich on his way out. He's a strider. He got a little Viggo Mortensen in him as a strider, making his way out. He hasn't signaled to the pen, and I'm going to go to Joe. Say Joe, see if we have any report. Leif Palmer is back up throwing again, says Joe, and Robert Hirsch. That's a big-time recovery on Eric's part. Rich taking time and visiting face-to-face with Segura with the entire infield gathered, and Rich is going to walk back, I think, by himself and leave the young kid from Soledad out there. All of the hitting exploits for the Beavers this weekend, in a sense, with the 13 home runs and yesterday's 34 runs and 38 hits, have overshadowed what has been a strong pitching recovery for the Beavers after the Friday night game. Dax Whitney on Saturday, and yesterday the Beavers were excellent on the mound, 20-3 and 14-1, leading this one 6-0. Abri Covarrubias, the batter. Segura to the plate. A ground ball to A.J. Singer. Goes to Arquette for 1 to first. Double play. The inning is over. Once again, you get the feeling Dorr says, hey, just throw that double play ball and you're good. Good coaching. Segura, a coachable player. 4-6-3. The Beavers 3 outs away from advancing to the Super Regional. Down go the Trojans in the 8th. Segura recovers mightily from the leadoff walk. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Beavers 6, USC nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Beaver Nation, there's nothing like celebrating a big win, right? Generations of OSU families know that you can't win in sports or life without a strong team to support you. When it comes to your health, P3 Oregon is proud to support Oregonians and the Beaver Nation. The P3 Care Team works alongside your provider to connect you with the care you need in between doctor's visits. Medication management, nursing support, health questions. Our team has got your back. Celebrate a winning season of health. Visit p3oregon.org to learn more.
The Oregon Potato Commission has teamed up with Oregon State Athletics to let everyone know how nutritious and performance-enhancing potatoes are. Did you know that potatoes are one of the most nutritious foods you can eat? Potatoes are loaded with vitamin C and have more potassium than a banana. That's why Oregon potatoes are an integral part of the Power Pack diet specifically designed to fuel Oregon State athletes. As alumni, supporters, growers, and the official state vegetable of Oregon, the Oregon Potato Commission is proud to support Beaver athletics. Go Beavs!
Beaver Baseball is brought to you by Pacific Source Health Plans. With plans for individuals, families, employers, and Medicare eligibles, Pacific Source does what's right, not just what's required. 4 double play balls turned in by the Beavers today. James DeCramer induced 3 of them. And Eric Segura, after flirting with a little bit of trouble and a leadoff walk and then falling behind 3-0, kept himself in the game with a strikeout and the inning-ending double play. 4 twin killings, and the Beavers are 3 outs away from staying home in the Super Regional round. Trying to add to the lead, 6-0 Beavers to the bottom of the 8th. A.J. Singer, Cannon Reeder, and Dallas Macias, the scheduled hitters against the new Trojan pitcher, Grant Govell. Picking up for Brody Purcell. The Trojans have used Caden Hunter, Sax Matson, Cade Naoki, Purcell, and now Govell in the bottom of the 8th. 6-0 Beavers. A.J. Singer takes a strike. 0-1 the count. A.J.'s grounded to short, walked and scored, and grounded to short again. The strike one pitch, breaking ball in there from Govell, who wears number 95 on his back. I don't think I've ever seen a 95 in baseball. 0-2 the count. A 99 with George in the association, but I don't think I've ever seen a 99 in baseball, a 95 in baseball. Strike 2 pitch, grounded into left field, base hit. Nice job by A.J. Singer. He went down and got a breaking ball and hooked it through the 6 hole for the Beavers' 9th hit. Cannon Reeder, the batter, and likely up there to bunt, I would guess. The Beavers looking just to get another run on the board. You may say, why, you're up 6-0, but my guess is he will be bunting here. Trying to add to the lead to just make it more comfortable, whether it's Segura to bring it home for the Beavs in the top of the 9th. We'll find out, of course, not too long from now. But the Beavers lead at 6-0, 3 outs away from going through the arduous road back through the losers bracket to try to win their own regional. As you well know, that hasn't been the case for national seeds or other. Reeder does bunt. It's a good one. The sacrifice will work. Fielded by Govell. Throws to Adrian Lopez for the out. It's not a bunt-a-palooza, but it's a good job of executing by Cannon Reeder with the sacrifice 1-3. Singer to second. Dallas Macias, the batter, against the right-hander Grant Govell, and a chance to add to the Beavers' lead. 6-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Govell, 6 foot, 180-pound freshman from Rolling Hills Estates in the Southland, Palos Verdes High School. Macias takes down and away, ball 1. The dean of Portland sports journalist Kerry Eggers making his way down the steps below the McGrath family press box. He will file another detailed, informative story, as he always does. Tremendous journalist, a kid who grew up here. I say a kid, he's a kid. As a young man, grew up here, went to Corvallis High School, knew Carl Hutzler, played with Mike Riley and others in a memorable era at CHS. His dad, Johnny, the legendary sports information director, who helped invent a campaign, got the word out about Terry Baker, and the Oregon State Beavers had the first ever West Coast Heisman Trophy winner. Macias takes a strike, the count 2-1. 6-0 Beavers, bottom of the 8th. Dallas takes another strike in there on the inner half, strike 2. 2-2 to Dallas. Has grounded to second, struck out, and flied to right. A.J. Singer at second, 1 out. 6-0 Beavers, bottom of the 8th, looking for at least one more. A.J. gets his lead. Dallas takes low and in. Ball 3, 3-2. Jacob Craig on deck. No one throwing for USC. A.J. Singer, a leadoff single on an 0-2 pitch, a base hit to left. He's at second. Macias rolls one foul past Brady Casper. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dallas Macias. 6-0 Beavers in the bottom of the 8th. Yesterday, the Beavers in a 14-1 dominant win. They've been in control of this one throughout the day, but a different kind of feel and spirit throughout the afternoon. Macias swings a line drive to center, but right out. Oh no, it falls in front of Martinez, and then Martinez drops the ball. And stopping at third is A.J. Singer. Into second base goes Dallas Macias. The Beavers needed a run on that play. I give credit to Maximo Martinez for deking A.J., and I thought the ball had a chance to be caught off the bat. So that's to the good for A.J. not leaving immediately, and he could have been doubled off at second. But Joey Wong was waving A.J. when Martinez dropped the ball in center, and A.J. would have scored had he been sent. But Joey, I think, was setting him, but A.J. got a little hung up and confused and ends up stopping at third instead of what would have been an RBI single for Dallas Macias. And Coach Ryan Gibson will call an offensive timeout with the first pitch to Jacob Craig running high and inside, ball 1. Good swing by Dallas Macias. A line drive base hit to center. Maximo Martinez deked A.J. Singer, who hesitated between second and third, and then Joey Wong was ready to put the stop sign up on A.J. Then when he saw Martinez play the ball in and out of his glove, tried to restart Singer, but A.J. didn't feel good enough about stopping and starting again and remains at third. But had he just simply gone when Joey sent him, I think Singer would have scored. Dallas and A.J. kind of hugging it out as if to say, hey, if Singer's saying, sorry, I cost you an RBI, Dallas has no worries along those lines. Good swing by Macias. A base hit to center, an error on Martinez. The Beavers have a chance to bust it anyway. The infield in, 1-0 to Jacob Craig. He swings and drives it to left field. Back goes Lamb into the bleachers. So long! Consider it busted. The Beavers lead it 9-0. A 3-run homer for Jacob Craig. What a wonderful moment for Jacob Craig. A late insert into the lineup when Tice Peterson scratched for an injury-related, we think, leg problem. We noticed it yesterday. So Jacob Craig, who's been scuffling mightily down the stretch, thrust into the starting lineup for a red-hot hitter, Tice Peterson, who was 7 for 10 yesterday. Jacob today walked and scored in the third, singled in the fourth, struck out in the sixth, and blasts a 3-run homer. And the Beavers leading 9-0 with 3 outs to go to the Super Regional. What a run by the Beavs. So many different players contributing. Jacob Craig's 13th home run, smashing it into the left field bleachers. Easton Tolt fouls one back. 0-1 the count. The strike one pitch is in there for strike 2. 0-2 to Tolt. And no one worried about maybe a little snafu at third in base running now. Jacob Craig took care of that with a 3-run homer into the temporary bleachers and left. The strike 2 pitch swung out and missed. Strike 3, the pitch was in the turf. The throw goes to first for out number 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Iva Arquette, the batter. 9-0 Beavers in the bottom of the 8th. They're 3 outs away from the most difficult road back they've ever had in a regional. Even in Charlottesville in 2007, when they had to come back and win on the road, they did win the regional opener. They lost the regional opener here. They were not able to recover, losing Game 2 in 2014 here through the losers bracket. Lost in a finale to UC Irvine. In 2019, lost and then were 2 in Q. The 1-0 pitch to Arquette, foul back. The count 1-1. But from that difficult loss on Friday night to see what the Beavers have done with Mitch Canham after the game saying, why not? And then telling me yesterday that he said he was praying for the type of adversity that the team would get. If you ask for that, it's almost certain you're going to get it. And the Beavers got it. They lost the Corvallis regional opener and are now 3 outs away from winning it with 4 straight through the losers bracket. Incredible effort by this group. 2-1 check swing tapper wide of first, fielded by Govell. He runs into the bag, steps on the bag. The inning is over. Beaver Nation on their feet again. A 3-run homer for Jacob Craig. The Beavers are 3 outs away from advancing to the Super Regional. The Beavers 9, USC nothing on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield.
Roth Home is your one-stop solution for all things home repair. From plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, and even garage doors, we've got your home covered. Our team of expert technicians are ready 7 days a week to tackle any problem, big or small. We're more than just a home services company. We're your partners in maximizing home comfort. When your home needs the best, trust Roth Home, proud sponsor of Beaver Athletics. Visit us online at callroth.com or over the phone at 503-266-1249 and schedule your appointment today.
At the stadium or home, keep your cocktails local with Crater Lake Spirits, because great booze, happy people isn't just our motto, it's our personal guarantee. With every bottle of Crater Lake, you're getting Oregon pride distilled. Our spirits are a toast to tradition and a nod to innovation. Every sip is a celebration of the good times, the great outdoors, and the unbeatable spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Join us in raising a glass to victories, big and small, with Crater Lake Spirits, proudly sponsoring Oregon State Athletics. We're here to make every game day unforgettable.
Nine to nothing Beavers as we move to the top of the 9th inning. Eric Segura looking for a save. He and James DeCramer have combined for a 2-hit shutout in this winner-take-all Corvallis Regional late afternoon, early evening affair under the sun, 74 degrees. We've had a magnificent 3 days of baseball, and the Beavers 3 outs away from bringing it home. The 3-run blast by Jacob Craig, the Beavers' 4th home run of the day, and the Beavers have smashed 15 in the 5 games. Eric Segura ready to go in the top of the 9th. First pitch breaking ball, down and in to Adrian Lopez. 1 ball and no strikes the count. What a display of tremendous baseball today for the Beavers. 4 double plays. The pitchers have combined to limit the Trojans to 2 hits. They fanned 11. The 1-0 pitch hit foul down the right field line by Lopez. Out of play, the count 1-1. Andy Stankiewicz, after yesterday's game in his post-game presser, said they got a lot of big guys over there who know how to hit. And that's what he said after the 14-1 drubbing at the hands of the Beavers yesterday. The 1-1 pitch grounded up the middle into center field, base hit. A leadoff single for Adrian Lopez. Jack Basir, the batter. The 3-run homer by Jacob Craig did a lot of things. Put the Beavers up 9-0, most important. But it also gives Segura a little more room from Rich Dorman and company to try to finish this thing off, although in saying that, Dorman says, okay, that's enough. He's on his way out. He's going to go to the bullpen. Segura's going to get a beautiful ovation, though, and that's been a theme this weekend. Eric is already watching Beaver Nation rise to their feet. Kleinschmidt said it was surreal and unreal when he came off. Leif Palmer is coming in out of the Beaver bullpen to try to get the final 3 outs with the Beavers leading 9-0. But after a tough night for Eric on Friday, I dare say one of the toughest of his baseball career, a third of an inning and out in the Beavers 6-4 loss, is about to come out and be showered with love. Shower the people you love with love, and they're going to shower Eric Segura right here. Here we come. Eric comes off, Leif Palmer in, the call to the bullpen goes out, presented by Wilson Equipment. Stop by any Wilson Equipment location for rugged, reliable Bobcat machines that get the job done. Leif Palmer will try to do just that, needing the final 3 outs. Top of the 9th inning, 9-0 Beavers, back with a station ID and the rest of the top of the 9th after this pitching change break on the Beaver Sports Network from Learfield. Top of the 9th inning, Leif Palmer looking for the final 3 outs with the Beavers leading USC 9-0 in the Corvallis Regional Championship game. A leadoff single for Adrian Lopez chases Eric Segura. But a great outing for Eric. James DeCramer set the tone. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, strikeouts. Segura 3 innings plus with a hit, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. And now Leif Palmer ready to face Jack Basir with Adrian Lopez at first. Nobody out, top of the 9th inning, 9-0 Beavers. We'll get the station ID here in a moment. Palmer set, the big right hand of the plate. Ground ball slowly, but off his front foot. Lopez rolling one to short. 0-1 the count. And with that, a little after 5 on this warm, gorgeous Monday afternoon in the Mid-Valley. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Beaver Baseball from Learfield. Palmer's set, 0-1 to Jack Basir. Fastball a little low. The count 1-1. The Beaver pitchers have allowed 3 hits today. Adrian Lopez, a leadoff single here in the 9th. 9-0 Beavers. 9 runs, 11 hits for the Beavs. No runs, 3 hits for the Trojans. Leif Palmer set. The 1-1 fastball on the outside corner for a strike. The count 1-2. The Beaver defense has been solid, save for an error on Gavin Turley, who has done great things throughout his career this year. He had no errors coming into the regional, has had 2 in the 5 games. But the Beaver defense today has turned 4 double plays. Looking for another perhaps here. Leif ready. The 1-2 breaking ball, a ground ball to Singer. Shovels to Arquette for 1 on to first. Another double play. 2 down in the top of the 9th inning. Now, Beaver Nation is, I think, as loud and rambunctious as I've heard them all game right now, knowing that the Beavers are on their way to hosting a Super Regional this weekend through all the travails of the road during the regular season and the arduous road back in this Corvallis Regional to come to 1 out away from advancing. The first pitch to Andrew Lamb, a strike. 0-1 the count. Ground ball off the glove of Palmer, deflected to Singer, fires to first, dug out by Jacob Craig. The ball game is over. The Beavers beat USC 9-0 and will advance to the Super Regional against Florida State here this weekend. 20 years ago on a Monday, the Beavers beat USC 10-8 to advance to the College World Series for the first time in 53 years. And the Beavers put themselves up against it with the Corvallis Regional Opener loss to St. Mary's, and they come back against all odds to win 4 straight and have perhaps their most complete game of the regional today. Pitching, defense, 5 double plays, and another strong performance at the plate to advance to the Super Regional this weekend against an appreciative and sellout record crowd. Beaver Nation on their feet saluting the Beavers, who walk across the foul lines, look behind their dugout, raising their arms in triumph. And Beaver Nation doesn't need any cues or encouragement to stand